It's another lovely prairie winter day here in Red Deer. Temperatures are on the rise, and so is the competition. A two-time champion, Kelly Scott, is bringing back some Scotties magic. BC launched themselves out of the gate, winning their first four. And despite losing last night, they are tied for the top of the standings. Now, BC will be battling the home crowd favorite. Heather Nedohin will have the Red Deer fans cheering her as she tries to keep her team in the playoff hunt. It is BC. It is Alberta. It is Draw 10 from the Scotties. Tuesday is often moving day at the Scotties at any of the national championships. We'll see now what players and what teams will move themselves into playoff contention. This morning, on this Tuesday here in Red Deer, Saskatchewan's Michelle Englot has looked very good so far, playing New Brunswick and the team from Oromocto. And here she scores 4 as Saskatchewan rolls to a win to go to 4-2 in the standings. Elsewhere, it was Quebec winning 7-5. Quebec stole 2 in the 9th for the win. Manitoba bounces back. Jennifer Jones lost her last 2, but comes through with an 8-3 win over Nova Scotia as she scored 2 threes. And Newfoundland Labrador, Heather Strong stole 3 to beat Prince Edward Island. So the standings, we have the 2 at the top, BC Team Canada. 2 and 2 losses. Then we've got those 2 at 500. Look at the bunch at 2 and 4. And as I say, if you're Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, the team from Yellowknife, PEI, you got to get going, and especially Alberta at 2 and 3. And that's who we'll see today. Hello, Canada, and excuse me, it's going around. Don't breathe on me, Linda. There's a lot of flu going around the Centrium, and everybody's taking precautions, and it has affected some teams, and in particular, BC.
They've had a real struggle, but you know, it's a testament to Kelly Scott and her ability to manage this competition. They've used all their players. They've come in and out. They've been some inconsistent play. She herself didn't play well last night because she wasn't feeling well. But you know what? Even with those low numbers, she's gotten them to a great record. The lineup is back, and look out.
Moving day, as I say, and if you're Alberta, you got to get moving because you're 2 and 3. And I'm wondering, Russ, if it's maybe the pressure getting to Heather Nedohin.
Well, it's a tough pick. There's 5,000 people in here, and it can go one way or the other. If you're confident you're playing well, they charge you up. If not, you go the other way. The good news for Heather is the 3 people underneath her are making a lot of shots. Heather's throwing it well, too, just not getting any results. Keep it a little bit simpler. Make a few more shots. She'll be fine.
So it is British Columbia against Alberta from just up the road in Edmonton. And their very emotional skip, Heather Nedohin.
The 2012 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere. The 2012 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by World Financial Group. Proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies. By Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. And by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Four games on the ice here at the NMAX Centrium, and among the leaders, Saskatchewan, Manitoba at 4-2. Our feature game is on Sheet B. On Sheet C, Nova Scotia, bronze medalist last year, struggling. Got to get it going. She'll try to against New Brunswick. And Ontario, the rookie team, showing maybe some first-year nerves going against the defending champions, Team Canada. Talked about the illness, and a director from the officials. No handshaking, so you're seeing a lot of elbow bumps and fist bumps. Time to meet the teams now. Brought to you by Ford. Drive one.
Hi, I'm Heather Nedohin, skip for Team Alberta. At lead is Lainey Peters, second Jessica Mayer, third Beth Iskew, and we curl out of the Saville Centre in Edmonton.
Hi, I'm Kelly Scott, the skip of Team British Columbia. Our lead is Jackie Armstrong, second is Daleen Sievertson, our third is Sasha Carter, and we curl out of the Kelowna Curling Club.
Alberta has won the hammer. They won the draw to the button, so they will have the last rock playing the Red Stones. BC at 4-1 playing the yellow, and so to get us underway, draw 10. The 2012 Scotties from Red Deer. This is the BC lead, Jackie Armstrong.
Well, if this game was played on paper, Russ and I would have a simple job. We would say Alberta wins, move on to the next round, because the numbers show that Alberta is so far superior in every position. This should be quite easy for them, but we know you have to play the game on ice, and we know BC's struggles are also attributed to their up and down lineup and inconsistency that way.
The Alberta team, even though they're a losing record, you just look at the bottom three in the lineup are making everything. That doesn't mean the skip's not playing well either. Heather's played well, but she's had very complicated ends, a few like run backs for big points, a few tough draws and hit and rolls for big points, and just been on the wrong side of the inch so far. But even though they let their record fool you, they probably are the favorite in this game. We haven't watched this sheet as much as sheet D, but it looks already like that ran pretty straight, so we'd have to assume it's similar to what we saw in D.
You want this?
Sometimes that's a big assumption.
There's been great crowds, but we have not seen a huge impact of the heat or humidity or lack of ventilation in the building as far as the ice goes. The tendencies have been there game after game, and no huge problems.
All right, what will the game plan be for these two teams? Let's try and figure that out. It's brought to you by World Financial Group. Your dreams, our strategies.
Alberta and Heather Nedohin has to capitalize on the great play of the front three. That means set it up with your third. Get it ready, and then, yes, you've got to finish it off. For BC, keep it open. They've been trying to do that. Keep it simple and wait for opportunities. And in truth, that's one of the reasons Kelly Scott is here with a 4-1 record. In every game, it's been close. She could have probably lost every game, but she's doing the right thing with a team that struggled a little bit. Keep it close against Nova Scotia. One draw by Kelly Scott missed in 10, or that could have been a win as well.
Yeah, that's what the way the field's been this year, Linda, hasn't it? You could make an argument that Kelly could have lost every single game, and she definitely could be undefeated.
9-4. 10.
It's good for both skips. The rock's been moving around the sheet a little bit to get a bit of a read in different spots.
For Daleen, just her first year out of junior, she's done a great job in moving around positions. The numbers aren't that high, as I said, but it's not easy to come to your first Scotties, step into the ice to begin with. Suddenly your third leaves because of illness and you're playing that position. So she's done a very good job of calmly just doing what she's been asked to do.
Control.
Jessica Mayer throwing the second stones for Alberta. Opening end of play.
We talked a lot yesterday about putting the broom in the right spot, and I noticed in this morning's games, and so far here, I think the skips have really figured them out, and I expect high percentages of both teams here. It always takes a game or two and adjust to the rocks and the change of the ice. Sometimes it straightens out a bit as the game goes along. The ice is incredible. Great speed.
I mean, we thought yesterday, I mean, if you haven't got it figured out by this time,
9.5.
shame on you, I'm thinking, right?
You're giving them a bus ticket home?
No, I mean, yeah.
No, I think
look at the bunch of teams at all 2 losses. 6 teams at 2. This is, as I say, this is moving day and afternoons. is also about Brian Mudryk, who joins us from the mornings. Hello, Brian.
Hey, Vic, thank you very much. You know, two things are at a premium this week, wins and hand sanitizer. As we talked about, there's been a lot of illness going on. Case in point, this morning's draw, Yukon Northwest Territories had to play with 3 athletes, 2 of them too sick to compete, so they had 1 sweeper that included Galusha, their skip. She was not able to play. I talked with Kelly Scott just before this game. Last night, she was not in good shape either. Said it was about a 6-hour flu. She says she has a headache, feeling a bit nauseous, but obviously good to go. And then there's Sasha Carter, missed a couple of games because she was sick. So hopefully this flu bug goes away, or Linda Russ, you guys may get tagged in to play a little bit. Maybe not Russ, but well, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I think how he'd look in a skirt, but never mind. But yeah, I mean, Kelly last night, I don't think I can remember Kelly Scott ever sitting, but there she was in the early part of the game, sitting on the bumpers.
Yeah, I noticed her right away because I know her really well, and it's just not normal for him. The problem with getting the flu, and Kathy actually touched on this morning, if you have a cold, you feel pretty crummy, but you can keep the fluids down, and the hydration probably is the biggest issue. Flu makes you dehydrated, flu makes you feel terrible, you can't slide straight, you just don't have any feel, it's awful. And so you really do have to try to find a way to recover quickly from an illness like that. And of course, Sasha is also pregnant, and you have to be careful about the kind of medications you take. So tough for her as well.
Come wide. Whoa. Clean. Yep.
Alberta does have the last rock. They have the Hammer playing the Red Stones here in this up and down, very wide open first.
Some nice slides, some great releases, and good hitting this end.
Key to hang around too. Obviously, in the case of Alberta, would be able to throw a corner guard and try to put some pressure on BC. And by hanging around, nobody gets the feel of draw weight. It's a hit, and that's good. You keep the opposition skip throwing hits for 4 or 5 ends, then they have to draw the forefoot. An important time, you might get a favor.
It is remarkable when you see that number, isn't it? That this team is 4-1, and your skipper is number 7 in the ranks, in the standings.
Nice. And it has really just been inconsistency. Case in point, last night in the 10th inning against Nova Scotia, Kelly Scott makes a beautiful draw around a guard to the top 4. Forces a tough shot for Heather Smith-Dacey. He doesn't quite make it, and Kelly has a repeat shot, but truly just needs 12 foot on her last and throws it through. So some great shots, but unfortunately some big misses as well.
So now, Russ, you've got, and you alluded to the fact that the rest of the team is playing very well. But Heather Nedohin is, as you can see, 76%, number 5. So just slightly better than the skipper that she's facing in Kelly Scott. Skips are managers. They manage the team, but in this case, she may have to manage herself. What does she have to manage?
Well, it's the old story. You have to prove yourself to yourself, Vic. I think Heather's not playing poorly by any standard, but I've been there. Sometimes if your team's struggling and you miss the key shot and you lose the game, it's like, oh, well, it's all I could do. The team in front of her is playing so well, and sometimes that puts a little pressure on you, too, because you feel like you're letting down your friends. And you've got the big crowd. Everybody in here wants Heather's team to play well. They are playing well, and I think it's going to turn around because the numbers show it. They have to keep knocking on the door here because it's going to happen.
I think sometimes we see Heather play shots that are a little more difficult than they need to be. In sports psychology terms, you step on the ice, you should live your intention, go out with a plan and follow through in it. And sometimes when you start to struggle as a last rock thrower, you push yourself harder. Make the shot harder because, yes, I should be able to make it. I think Heather needs to pull back a little bit.
Do you think you can try too hard, Linda?
I do. I think you force it, think outcome, don't think performance, and make the shots too hard.
Good job. Good job. Peel away. Okay. Easy peel. Okay. All right, Heather. Right up the stick. Nice clean throw. Nice
The rock's right in the center of the sheet, but maybe not the easiest spot to blank. We've watched a lot of rocks track and run pretty straight in this spot. Obviously, Heather knows once it crosses the center line, it'll be tough to not roll out. You'll end up hitting it and staying for one, but you cannot be wide here.
Final stone here in this opening end. You played the whole end for the blank. Heather Nedohin. Mayer and Peters trying to hold the line. Oh, and and she'll bang it on the beak. An early missed opportunity, forced to take the single. BC will have the hammer when we come back. Let's begin our updates on this 10th draw. Two teams among the leaders, Saskatchewan, Manitoba at 4-2. This is the final stone for the four-time Canadian champion, Manitoba champion this year out of the St. Vital Curling Club in Winnipeg, Jennifer Jones. That red stone you see just top edge of the floor was just put there. Last rock by Michelle Englot from the Tartan Club in Regina. And trying to hold the shooter for three. Spins too far. Manitoba opens with a couple here in the first. On the other side of the NMAX Centrium here at Westerner Park, it is Ontario at 2-3. This is Tracy Horgan from the Idlewild Golf and Country Club, the all-rookie team from Sudbury, going against the defending champion, Team Canada, skipped by Amber Holland out of Chrono, Saskatchewan, and her final stone. And this is a draw for this young skip, the 25-year-old. And where is the shot stone? There you see them, two at the back of the 8. She'll grab the 8 for the single. Team Canada will have the last rock in the second. Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Nova Scotia 2-4. New Brunswick 3-3, and they blank. New Brunswick has the hammer there. You won't miss a thing with Canada's most comprehensive curling coverage as we welcome you back to this Tuesday afternoon draw 10. Our feature is Alberta against BC. Alberta forced to take the single when Heather Nedohin couldn't get the roll out, looking for the blank. And so here in 2, British Columbia does have the last rock playing the Yellowstone.
106.
And I guess one thing you can say about the leads is they're consistent, but unfortunately for them, consistently wrong on their second shots. Center guard nicely played by Lainey Peters of Alberta. Come around too deep by BC. Lainey Peters short and overlapping out front, which she didn't want. But BC too deep a second time, and that leaves this freeze.
It's a huge shot because it's going to change it for one team or the other. With those staggered guards, it's going to take Kelly a good double peel and roll out of the way to open this up.
That was a lovely come around by Alberta. Nothing you can do but get rid of that front.
To get enough of it to get the second one.
Way to go. Nice shot.
Unfortunate bad break there. That could end up on the scoreboard here.
Yeah,
but it did open it up.
Three's good.
No.
Three's
What do you
good.
like? I like this guard.
Okay. So 115.
I really like the way Beth Iskew does work with Heather, although Heather has a mind of her own, and you know what she's standing there thinking, that she would rather rather play the run back. The team would rather play the guard, but she's coming back to what she wants.
Heather's much more comfortable defaulting to the hit every time, isn't it, when there's a choice? I'm not sure a guard would work either. That could be a little dangerous. You could go to the open side, and BC's going to have to make a play on that eventually, and there's a very easy double at the back. This is a wonderful call if you make it.
Close. Yes!
Jessica Mayer.
Yes! Go, 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 go.
Iskew and Peters are on the rush. And they'll get them both.
Very, very nice. Now that unfortunate rub on the Kelly Scott double peel attempt, rolling it in the rings, might end up on that scoreboard.
On those straight spots, Daleen throws a very positive release, lots of rotation, which is fine, but you're going to have to cut down the ice on those particular throws. And I think she's back to playing second and maybe a little more weight on those shots than she did when she was playing third the last 2 games. And it just isn't curling for her.
Yeah, down the straight side. Don't you find when you're looking at two rocks, you tend to throw that hair extra?
You do. You think you need more weight. In truth, a great drill for people is to try and make doubles with hack weight. And then you really learn the angles and realize that a lot of it is like golf. It's technique. I can't hit it very hard, but if I connect properly, it does go a fair distance.
Just go. We're all there, Heather. 6. 6 to the button.
14-7.
To the button.
Higher the better.
To the button.
Okay. Sit. Okay.
I said to the button, and it just bites.
Yeah.
2 ways to make the double, and Kelly's looking at trying to make it and roll towards the other red, maybe tucking a little behind it. Some options for her at least.
Sasha Carter back and throwing the third stones after her illness.
Double. Your way, Jackie. Good Sash.
And nice to get them both out. Interesting, isn't it? I mean,
Normal, Heather.
one team sets it up, got a nice shot from Mayer to make the run back double, and then the guard comes too deep, and the mistakes back and forth.
Just those little things. Everything has to be perfect at this level. You can't give your opponent a chance. You got 2 teams that are making a lot of shots this week.
Hard! Right to it. Go. Okay, Queen. Good save.
Nice throws. Atta girl.
Batiscu, you mentioned Beth and Heather Nedohin. Beth, of course, was from Truro, Nova Scotia, represented Nova Scotia, but they have been together now 5 years.
I think that's easy to blast, though.
Beth is a great curler, but it's not just a great curler you want in your team. You want somebody who will work with you, and I think that relationship has really come along over those last few years.
Laney also coming from that same region. They're both number 1 in the stats, the top lead, top third, and that's pretty impressive with this field.
4-8. Like, we haven't really played coming across the wing. Okay.
Just watch. Who knows what it does when it gets over there.
So your choices are to try and keep hitting those red stones that are on the edge and maybe get a rollout from the opposition, potentially blank, or to try and take advantage of them and draw 2 or around them. These are not easy. When you're going to the wings, they are really curling. Hard to make a freeze.
Seen a ton of them over curl.
Hard.
Good shot, Sash. Good brushing.
Great shot.
And this one will too.
Sweeping. 5-4.
Not terrible, though, because it forces Alberta to split the rings and a mistake, a chance for their deuce.
Shoot!
It's a lovely freeze. It's just not shot rock, and that's the only problem with it. The overcurl means that Alberta can try and maintain a 2 position far enough apart so there's no double.
It forces Heather to make both shots perfectly.
Any more? 100 to 105. What do you think? Yeah, let's go.
Okay, 7-6.
Nice clean throw here, Heather. Right up the stick.
Gotta be team.
Gotta go.
Okay.
It looks pretty good.
7, guys. 7.
No.
Gotta go. Tee her back. Go.
Heather Nedohin in her first.
15-4. You can do it. Gotta go. A little more, guys. Little more.
Wow.
Little more. No double.
Mayer and Peters.
Hey, good sweeping. Good sweeping.
That's brilliant sweeping. Great brush to drag it top 4.
Okay, I'm using my workhorses.
Yeah, you heard the number tossed out. You might want to throw a split of 15 seconds hog to hog. And yes, they can drag it, but that split was even higher, and they still got it even, not just in for second shot.
Yeah, 2 feet lighter, the double would be on.
Just a 10.
Yep.
Yep. 10. Yep.
Hard. Quick.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
Jackie, a bit your way.
Hard over, Jackie.
If you're just joining us for the first time and haven't seen this BC team, they do. Sasha Carter, of course, does throw the third stone, but then she will brush, and the newest member, Daleen Sivertson, will hold the brush. It's that brushing ability of Sasha Carter is something that Kelly Scott did not want to lose when Gina Schrader has taken the season off to give birth.
She knows it wherever she goes.
So Sivertson, the former BC junior champion from Victoria, made the move to Kelowna for this curling season.
Clean. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. It's moving. Hard. Roll anything, lady. Roll anything you can.
No, right there.
Shoot, leaves that double there.
Is it? It certainly is. In fact, that's what we talked about with the freeze. Even though the freeze, the yellow one there that was not frozen for shot rock, it forced Heather to go to the open side and make 2 perfect shots. That one she would have loved to roll to the right-hand side of the screen. This double's definitely on. Even if you hit it off your own, you might get both.
We were commenting that Heather, in the blank attempt in the first end, played to cross center, which surprised us a little bit, but that was her favorite turn. Here she changed turns, and I don't know if she got it started a bit. It got to center very quickly and again caught that curl. So that center line is haunting her at the moment.
We could go a bit more.
Yeah.
It seems to be hit fairly thin. You can run it onto your own and stick for a single. But, they'd love to get a piece of that back red at the same time and get their deuce. Probably a little less than half here. Most teams tend to hit these a little thicker than they think.
9.
Clean. Yeah.
Final stone here in 2. Alberta has the 1-0 lead. Chance here for Kelly Scott to get 1, maybe 2. Called off, come across, and then underneath.
1.
Try.
Steal of 1. Alberta on the missed double try by BC's Kelly Scott. On this Tuesday afternoon, we welcome you back to the NMAX Centrium. This beautiful building opened in 1991, seats some 6,700. Home of the Red Deer Rebels of the Western Hockey League, and this week home of the 2012 Scotties, the Tournament of Hearts, the Canadian Women's Curling Championship. So a missed double results in a steal of 1 for Alberta. They're up 2-0. And here in the third, BC, Kelly Scott from the Kelowna Curling Club once again has the last rock, playing the Yellowstones.
You know, there are doubles and there are doubles, and that last double was a hit shot rock to be sure of your 1 and maybe get the other one out to get your second point. And I think, Russ, and you and I were talking about this as we watched that just rub the guard. You make the shot with all 4 players. The skip putting down the ice, calling the weight, and then, of course, the thrower and the 2 brushers. And that was one of those where she got to the hack and increased the ice. And in my opinion, that's one where you keep the ice a little tighter. You brush early, hoping to hold it. If you don't get the double, you still get your single and move on.
Yeah, good miss, bad miss. And you miss it narrow, you look like a hero. You get at least 1. You could hit dead on and score 1. It was just unfortunate. Tried a little too hard for the double, I think, Linda. And as we both have mentioned, that's a pretty straight spot.
It is. So the first stone by Jackie Armstrong, a nice come around on the good center guard by Lady Peters. Laney can't get around it to make the freeze.
Very nice.
Kelly
Good
decides to
judging,
go open to sit 2, and it goes to the right spot. It may look deep to you, but she wants it way back there.
Let's go, Jess.
Hoping to set up a deuce.
What on this side? Probably not quite as quick. Don't think.
And the theory behind that, Linda, just explain to the younger viewers that there's a chance that Alberta will have to hit that back rock. And when they do, then you'll have an opportunity to freeze that rock at the back. If that rock's at the top, obviously, then be a double for Alberta.
I think it's got tons.
Where are we? 7? Stay with it.
No! Still 7.
Stay with it.
Still 7.
Can't bounce off.
No bounce. No.
Jessica Mayer.
Okay, it's coming down, but not. It's still 7.
And it will just rub and roll off a bit.
Beth.
14 even?
14.
Is the only player on this very experienced Alberta side, but Jessica has no previous Scotties play.
I'm playing very well.
87, 14 even.
We talked about Daleen. She puts a lot of rotation. Sometimes the tendency is to be a little bit too strong, and this one has to be the right weight. Just playing a very quiet tap.
Hard.
Guys,
Quick.
This was supposed to be back line here. I jinxed her. I think I said sometimes she throws it a little too heavy. This one light and will over curl.
Right behind the guard, too.
Okay.
It's unbelievable how much more curler is if you just underthrow it here or overthrow it. Love that one back. The only good news is there's not a huge opening to get through and get shot rock.
Throw it up the stick. I don't know. Okay, let's go, Jess. Straight up.
It's a big shot for this particular end as it unfolds. You can take out both your own here.
Whoa! Whoa! I think it's up a bit.
Nope. Yeah! It's up!
Hiskew.
Yeah!
Peters.
Yes!
By the center guard, through the hole, yes, and sitting there, top 4.
Nicely done.
Very big game on sheet A. Saskatchewan and Manitoba, both the teams at 4-2. We showed you Manitoba had a chance for 3. Couldn't hold a shooter in the first, got the deuce, and now Saskatchewan. After Manitoba made a couple of mistakes, couple of misses, and now Saskatchewan. And their skip, Michelle Inglot from the Tartan Curling Club in Regina, making a 7th appearance at the Scotties, the first time since 2009. And this is a draw for 2. So 2 on the board for Saskatchewan. And they're even going to 3.
Okay. Beth, in practice I give you here. Did it go through here? I think so.
We're just talking about the positioning that they threw in practice because they think maybe it did curl a little bit in this spot. There are many of these outside-in spots that are dead straight.
You have to remember, in practice, it was fresh pebble, and this might be a wee bit straighter than it was in practice.
Whoa, set it a bit. Whoa, close. No. Whoa.
9.5.
No. She threw a good 9.6. What was that?
9.6. Okay.
What was that for weight?
9.6. So you're
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Run it.
On sheet C,
Are we thinking?
lots of rocks in play. New Brunswick at 3-3. Skip by Rebecca Atkinson, but it's Andrea Kelly in her 5th Scotties appearance. First time not skipping, but still throwing the 4th stones against Heather Smith-Dacey from Nova Scotia, CFP Halifax. And that's the hit for 2. New Brunswick with the early lead there.
8-8. I'll get out to her.
Could hit the rock that was just thrown by Beth. But I like this move. You have the hammer. You want to keep it open for your skipper.
it by everything.
Okay.
So it still is Alberta sitting the 2 without last rock.
It was funny, you could faintly hear Sasha in the hack say, "I'll get out to her." We've talked about some of these straight spots, and obviously they thought that one would curl, and it did. Brushers couldn't hold it.
Damn it. Going a little heavy, so I took it off. 96.
3.
Hey, whoa.
Real tight.
No. Whoa.
Beth Iskew in her 3rd appearance
No,
at the
it's
Scotties,
overcurl.
twice
It's gonna overcurl. Shoot.
with Nova Scotia
Sit.
in 2000 and 2004. So this is her first national championship appearance representing Alberta.
Terrible throw.
Sorry. She said terrible throw.
You have to love her honesty, too. Obviously didn't get out to the broom.
That was not a good throw. 15-4.
It's just difficult to look at 5.5 feet of ice for a guard, and you almost want to make it curl, and that's the biggest mistake you can make with these type of rocks. Throw it clean, get it out to the broom. It'll eventually warp across and get to where you want it to be if you throw the right weight.
I thought they might go after shot rock. I know you heard them say that the rock would roll open, but if it stayed for shot rock, Heather would be hitting it.
No, 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 please.
Get it outside a little bit, maybe with the delivery by Sasha Carter. And she'll jam it, leave the raised rock, covering the shot stone, top edge of the 4.
Okay.
It's interesting how the game has changed over the course of our watching it.
Yeah, like that.
As the ice has gotten better in terms of its curl, who would have ever thought some of the toughest shots would be the guards?
She can run that.
That's a good point. In the old days, you thought, oh, good, I get a guard. But it's precision shooting, and I think sometimes people don't factor in the distance that it travels. They think, well, it travels less distance, it's going to stop shorter. Yes, but if it's a big swingy spot, you still have to factor in the curl.
You girls like this?
Like just a rub off?
I don't know.
I'm not talking hitting it out.
Well, if I'm hurt, that's I'm
Yeah. Yeah, I
It's the
know.
only way either or I'm running. Let's play it and get the roll.
Okay. What do you want to play? Control?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks good.
So Heather Nedohin out of the Saville Sports Centre in Edmonton. And when you win Alberta, you are expected to win certain games. And when you look at the schedule, with all respect to the people she's lost to Heather Galusha, when you think you're playing, you should win that one. So add these up. Now you've beaten the Manitoba top team. You lose the Team Canada top team. Win against the rookies from Ontario, New Brunswick again. There is BC. Starts off with the 4 wins and then loses to Nova Scotia.
Okay, straight up, Heather.
Interesting call. It's definitely defensive anytime you're taking your own rocks out.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the last 2 calls. I didn't like the one that BC played, and this one's a little strange.
It's close, though.
An overroll, though.
Okay, fine. Shoot. That came up a little more on the end.
And I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. So when you look at BC, Linda, doing what is expected of them, despite the fact that they're not necessarily curling very well, but they've picked up the wins when needed.
And very close games, as we said, but they found a way to manage the scoreboard and win. And it's been a very good first 5 games. Struggling right now in this game.
And the toughest game on their schedule, as you look down, they still have to play Manitoba. There are teams in there based on experience and record. You would think that they have a nice run out if they can pick up the win.
Daleen, there's also the run back.
We've seen the run back.
I thought I could see
The only thing if we hit it.
Yeah, I
If
think
you miss
the run.
it, she
I
makes
don't
something
really
better.
have
It's harder
much.
on you. Yeah.
On the nose. All right, Cal.
Okay.
You gave me more, yeah.
A few good things could happen here. If you happen to miss it a little high side or low side, you go onto the reds. In either case, if you hit it on those double reds, you might get lucky and redirect it onto the shot rock.
2 inches or so.
Yeah.
Love to stick it though, straight back.
Armstrong. Carter.
Okay. That's fine, Cal.
Yeah, just lost it at the end.
Just
Good
right at the hog
sweeping.
line we lose
Yeah.
They just go.
Yeah.
She took a lot less ice than Sasha's, and Sasha did over curl. And as Russ was saying, probably a little better to be on the other side and maybe chip it across as opposed to over curl.
The dangerous thing here now for Team BC is this cluster over here. It's very difficult to draw in, so the in-turn path is totally blocked off. So if Heather Nedohin can get this in the right spot, it's very tough to make a really good draw.
Let's go, Heather.
They've had an over curl here already. They should know this spot.
Okay, line's tight. Line's tight.
So yelling three. They've been dead on. The front end for Alberta's been dead on with judging. They're saying a heavy three almost in the rings.
No, Lainey, it's gonna over curl.
So Jessica Mayer on the left, Lainey Peters on the right,
Easy.
and they've backed right off.
It's just going to bite.
Okay, just let it die. Just let it die.
And
That's
die,
fine. Straight.
it just does. You wanted it a little higher, Russ, huh?
Nice throw, Heather.
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's pretty good. It certainly blocks off the hole. I always like to leave a hole a little bit. I'd rather have the player. This is a lower risk shot if BC is just in the 8 foot. They only give up a single. If you have to come through that hole, you could give up 3 or 4. But it was a pretty good shot. But I'm impressed with the judgment for the Alberta front end. Lainey Peters and Jessica, they knew exactly. They said heavy 3, maybe a 4, and that's exactly where it stopped. And that wins you games.
So she needs, Kelly Scott drawing against 3, needs to put half a stone in the 4 foot, and the brush is down on the edge of the 12.
And considering they were sitting 2 after Leeds rocks, they've had every other stone missed. So this is obviously a must make on an end where they've really struggled.
Line's gonna be good.
Line's great.
You're still holding the line right now. You're not moving yet.
Got room.
Armstrong, Carter.
Put it on the tee line. Line's getting better.
Gone where maybe no stone has gone before with this turn.
Finish it
Line's
for
good.
line.
Just gotta bite the 4.
Needs the 4. Needs a good chunk of the 4. And enough. Very nice. Drawing against 3. BC picks up the single.
That line was good.
2-1. Alberta leads it.
Yeah, that line held nice in there.
Meanwhile, right next door on sheet A, Saskatchewan appears to be sitting the 1 at the back edge of the 4. Quiet tap here, possible for a deuce for Manitoba and Jennifer Jones. Officer on the right, Jill Officer, Dawn Askin on the left. Caitlin Laws, calling line. Get it around that one. Yes. Get it around their own top. Yes. Tap it back and sit in time. Oh, it just may have spun too far. 1 for sure, and it looks like they will measure. We'll update you when we come back to Red Deer, the 2012 Scotties on TSN.
We're all from Quebec City, so we are all able to practice together, and I think it's a good thing for us. They want to learn more. They want to just step up the level of play.
We know that we needed to change some things just to be a bit more consistent with what we needed to do, and I think if we felt that we could just stay where we were and come into this year and do the same as we did last year, there's probably teams that were going to pass us by, and we need to keep working on it just as hard as everybody else is.
And that will be our featured game when we join you again this evening for Draw 11, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll get our first real close-up look at Marie-France Larouche and the team from the Etchemin Curling Club in a 6th Scotties appearance for Marie-France, but she has an entirely new team. So they did measure, and Manitoba does get 1. And they have a 3-2 lead over Saskatchewan in that all-important game on Sheet A. Both those teams are 4 and 2 as we keep our eye on everything happening here at the NMAC Centrium. Wonderful draw by BC skip Kelly Scott out of Kelowna to grab the forefoot for the single, drawing against 3. So here in the 4th, Alberta once again does have the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Redstones.
That's one reason, Linda, why BC's where they are. The stats don't tell the full story so far this week. If you make that right shot at the right time, especially at the skip position, then beautiful saving draw.
Hard line, hard, come on, go.
It was a beautiful come around by Lainey Peters on her second. Her first one came up short after Jackie had the guard in the come around. We're not sure about Lainey's stones. It seems every end one seems short and the other seems fine.
And she's played so well all week, so it makes you think it's the equipment, not the player.
Lainey gets that other one in behind cover. It is shot stone.
We can come this way.
We can peel the front.
Or we can peel this yellow.
No, I like peeling that one. This is the danger one.
I'm not sorry.
Peel this.
No.
Peel the top one.
Peel.
I was telling Russ earlier, Vic, that Heather is an emotional player, as you were talking about, and it's unusual for the last rock thrower to be the emotional one on the team. If you think back to many of the teams over the years, they're sort of the stoic, calm, cool, collected, at least veneer on the outside, whether they have the emotions on the inside churning.
Right.
One of the things I mentioned about Beth Iskew on the team is she is quite calm looking, and I think Heather sometimes gets a little caught up in what's happening, and Beth is clearly giving her information. That end it was Heather sort of looking like she wasn't sure, and the word comes down, no, peel the front. And Heather goes, oh yeah, you're right, and out and plays the right shot. But it is a little more management of both herself and the team helping Heather stay calm throughout a very up and down competition. It pushes you, these Scotties event.
Chance for the double here.
Daleen Sivertson.
Great shot.
And will spin them both out.
Very nice.
Runs the BC stone to the back edge of the 12-foot.
Just about had it. Oh, that's brilliant. Great shot.
It's a great shot.
Jessica Mayer.
And peeling that front one, Alberta had to accept that this would open up and possibly end up the way it is with the BC Stones in the house.
Have the back one.
Still some time to get things cleaned up.
Okay.
Nearly the double.
I got it.
Lady.
Oh, fine.
Could have been aggressive too. It's just Heather's nature. You could have played the come around, but a little bit dangerous. They left the wrong rock up front, in my opinion.
Yes.
5 and lots of curls.
Even if the double's made, you're rolling out, and BC without hammer and down a point is going to force the issue, and they're thinking any chance they can to get a steal, and this is a good chance.
7. Clean for line. 7.
Stay close, Jack. I only have 2.
Yeah, line.
Line only. 7.
Yeah, line. Yeah, line. You got room. Clean it. Clean it. Line's great, guys. Top button. Keep it coming.
There it
from line.
is.
Keep finishing it. Yep,
Dead buried.
Yep.
Try to get in the forefoot.
Nice. Way to go, Sash. Let's go back.
But further to your point, yes, maybe wrong guard, but this is what's available now, right? I mean, do you think they'll head that far, or do you think they'll hit the shot ahead?
Well, I think Heather could have forced the issue a little bit. If that was Jennifer Jones, for instance, I think they would have played a come around, realizing there's 2 opponent rocks in there. You're probably not going to blank. So if you're going to be forced, let's get forced to more than one and put some pressure on your opponent. That's how you create the misses. And by running a little scared this way, playing a little bit defensively, it allows the opponent to put pressure on you.
On sheet D, Ontario 2 and 3. Team Canada, the defending champions, Amber Hull. And that's her yellow stone. The yellow stone just at the back of the button. Tracy Horgan out of Sudbury with her first. Drew in, drew center line, back of the tee line. And then Amber Holland came right down on top. So the pinhole looks like it may be available. And that's what Ontario and Horgan will need here. And she'll rub and roll off. It'll be a steal of 1, Team Canada.
Wait. Okay, let's go, Beth. Keep it crisp, right to the broom.
Tough little shot here. We talked quite a bit yesterday about this being a wee bit straighter. Any outward motion, any overthrow, and it will not come out to that rock.
Back. Whoa. Wait, straight.
Nice soft weight here.
Hard. Hard.
Boy, scrub. Got to get it by the center guard.
Hard, just.
And trying to roll it away now, and they'll sit for shot stone, top 8.
Very impressive. That's a great shot.
It was a wonderful touch. You get a little nervous when you do pull back the weight to approximately half weight. It will curl. So where's that moment where it will break? And they've caught it just in time with the brushing.
86% for the week, #1 for Beth. And at the vice position with this much curl, you have a lot of tough shots, finesse shots like that. She's making a lot of them.
94% right now in this game.
You love your new little stats monitor, don't you? Hey? You're just
How
right.
long did it take me?
You're right on top of it now. What, 23 years? There you go.
A little slow starter,
if you just keep asking, eventually it'll come.
Close. Off now. Dash a little. Anything you can, Jack.
Jump it back.
Hey, Cal.
Every little bit helps because it forces Heather to get the inside roll to be dangerously close to the guard.
Hey, looks good.
If there's a team that is the surprise disappointment this year, with all respect, it's Nova Scotia, considering the fact that Heather Smith-Dacey won a bronze medal with this very same team a year ago in Charlottetown. She loses her first 3. Yesterday was a pretty good day. They won 2 in a row. You thought they're bouncing back, and then they lost again this morning. Here's a chance for Dacey. It looks like to get a couple here. And sit in time. Yes, it will. 2 in the 8-foot. 2 for Nova Scotia, who come in at 2 and 4 against the 3 and 3 New Brunswick.
Whoa. 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 Right on. Whoa. Whoa.
Just
yep. Yep. Roll away. Yep. No. Roll away. No.
Oh, it's not going to roll away.
And it won't. It'll sit right there.
Great weight.
We talked earlier, Vic, when Heather made the decision to try a tough double. It looked like she was going to be forced, and they kind of alternated shots. And no chance of being aggressive and forcing the issue. And if Kelly can make this, it's another force.
10.5. Yeah.
Let's just take that draw. Let's take the edge of the 8 there. Okay. Draw. Yep.
He can hear you.
Yes. The whispering doesn't help when you're wearing a microphone.
It might help out
One of
there.
the things we learned very quickly. They still hear us.
Yeah.
The curling whisperer. Should be a commercial.
10. Clean. Clean it. Yep.
Kelly Scott, her last.
Yep.
Here in 4.
Whoa.
Going to get the little jump. No, it actually gets a quarter turn away.
That's good shot. Cal.
Get in, guys.
Yeah. Yay!
Yeah.
Go to neck. I'm like, yay, I'm going to draw.
7-14.
No run back.
Full 6.
Okay.
15 to tee.
14-7, 14-8.
So Alberta didn't like the way the end was setting up and decided to play the peels. And as Russ said, maybe when it got opened up, could have played something a little different. Now you have to take your lumps, drawing against 2.
A deep breath. Final stone.
93.
Alberta's Heather Nedohin.
393. That should be just about perfect.
We're there.
Okay, easy. Clean it. Whoa. Whoa. Clean it if we're okay. 14-3. Should be okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Nice throw, Heather.
One it is to the back edge of the 4. Alberta extends their lead 3-1. Next year is going to be very special with the 2013 the Dominion All-Star Curling Skins Game. All-Star, because the game will feature a brand new qualifying format. You, the fans, are going to determine which curlers will compete for the $100,000 prize money. You'll vote for the favorite Canadian men's curlers by position online at tsn.ca. The top 4 skips will then choose the remaining 12 players through a random draw, and we'll show that to you in a special show January 17th of 2013. For more details, go to tsn.ca/skinsgame. The 2013 the Dominion All-Star Curling Skins Game. And no, there's no voting for the commentators. Come on.
That'll be great.
That's
Great to
going
get
to
the
be
fans
interesting,
involved.
you bet. Think of the possibilities.
Oh, I like the hit. You like this? I like this.
You know, if you look at this the Skins game from this past year at Casino Rama, Kevin Martin reaches into the pot, pulls out.
9.
Pat Simmons.
Yeah, 9.
John Morris could, at third, play with Glenn Howard.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting.
Room.
And the fans get to pick who's going to be in that hat. That's the I think the best part.
Again, more details, tsn.ca/skinsgame.
I didn't get it. We have to ask her.
And they want to pick a great lead because we know the impact of that on a game, including this end where the first stone for Alberta goes in. BC wants to put up the corner guard. They have the hammer, and it goes in, and that means a hit can be made. And what a difference the end makes. Except the lead, in this case, Jackie Armstrong comes back with a nice freeze at least, 2-shot rock.
90.
Goal line. Whoa.
Yeah.
That perfect hit and roll by Laney Peters, but this ice is so good it was actually used as a guard by Alberta.
Whoa. Still there, all there. Little bump. Little bump, Heather. We've got 9. Girl.
Come on in.
Okay. 13-3.
13-3. Back 4.
Checking in on Manitoba and Saskatchewan again. Very important game. Both these teams at 4-2. It's the 4th end, 3-2. Manitoba leading. Final stone for Michelle Englot. Out of the Tartan Curling Club in Regina. Roberta Materi, Sarah Sloka, Lana Bay managing the house. That one is the only one. Saskatchewan ties it. Going to 5.
Clean. Yep. Hard. No roll, Jack. Hard. Whoa. Good shot.
Very nice touch.
That came down. I think that rocked ours. Oh.
Time to bail for Alberta. Just trying to run this back. There is no chance of a double. That back yellow is, it might move a little bit, but I don't think it'll go to the rings.
I want to free up the back and get rid of the other yellow and see if you can open it up.
Jessica Mayer. Oh, and she does free up the back. Very nice.
That is exceptionally good, Vic. It stays guarded, and it's jiggled that yellow enough that it's really hard to remove the red one now. Could not hit that any better. Couldn't get the second yellow by. That yellow's squeezing out a little bit. It's really tough to get the red one now.
And great for Heather. She made a very good call. Jessica, a tendency when you're throwing to call out your own line, and Heather overruled and was absolutely right. Kelly Scott's going to try and angle this front one onto the other red in the house.
Daleen Silvertson. And Silvertson goes by.
That's a big loss of an end that was building up very nicely. You had to save the shooter, even if you didn't make contact on the other red.
I don't know if I like it tight, though. Quickly, come.
You don't really have to be in the rings here if you give Kelly that same option to remove a red or two and stay in the rings.
What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking she has a hard time getting that out of there right now.
I know.
So if we just go 5-4, she tries to do that roll again, that's okay. She's got to come to
But do you think we need to come that tight?
4.
You like 4?
4, 3, 4? Yeah, I do.
Okay, 4. I don't like too deep. That's the only thing.
Well,
4.
I don't want to be a 3-2.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we want a 4.
Rainey?
Okay. Not a 3. Okay. 4, 5 is the tolerance. Okay.
So 5 is the tolerance?
What's that?
Deeper is tolerance?
Like 4, 5.
Yeah. But we want a 4.
They're talking about tolerance. That is the plan B shot, the range that you don't mind it landing in. So they don't want it short of the rings. That's what Heather determined, and that's why they're talking about in.
Let's go to sheet D, Linda. 2-1 Team Canada. Final stone. This is Tracy Horgan.
Vic, Amber Holland just came up short on her come-around freeze attempt.
Whoa, you gotta cross the line. We're wide open.
No, it'll come. 5. It'll come.
So this is a draw for 2. It appears, anyway, if you can get it to the far enough into the 8-foot. That stone right there in the tee line. 4 for a couple. Ontario will take the lead. 3-2 going to the break. And Horgan's heroes from Sudbury are up and cheering.
9.5. Nice flex there, girl. Yeah. On the nose.
I'm not sure why it had to be into the rings myself,
So
Linda.
we both had a different tolerance as they were talking about. Our tolerance was to be a 3, even a little short, and they wanted it in. And now as soon as you bring it in, your point, you can hit and stay in the rings.
And the double becomes easier because it's less distance to run it back. And, you know, they both quantified that the rock was going to be tough to remove. Why not just guard it?
Hard. Hard. Hard, 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 hard. Great shot, Sash.
Yeah. That changes the end in a big hurry now.
8.5. Okay. Yeah, we're overthrowing a few hits. Yeah. Another. Right up the stick.
Normal?
Yep. Nice and crisp. Let's go.
I think that Beth really was on the camp of don't put the last one in, and now it's up to her to clean it up and make the double.
Hard! Whoa! 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 Yeah! Whoa! Yeah! Yes!
You're going the wrong way.
Hard! Hard, Heather!
Shoot,
Good
I
job
need
to
call
spill
those
it
guys.
out.
Yeah. And a little word from the skipper. I know Beth is playing well and gives them a lot of input, but Heather has to be the one to call it.
Damn it.
It's not Heather's fault, really. She's being called out of it by the thrower,
need to keep them on
desperately wanting to help, but not helping by calling out loudly.
And she's just saying that to her.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's my call.
Got to do it. Got to stick with my belief.
Not a lot of weight here.
Hard! To it! Hard!
Sasha Carter.
Hard! Go!
Hold the line for her enough.
Okay.
And it'll slip to the back. It is a second shot.
Yeah.
It's funny because I heard Kelly briefly say to the team, we're overthrowing a lot of those hits, and I don't know if that filtered through to Sasha. Maybe she underthrew that one.
Okay, looks good.
The one thing that as a team you need to monitor the chatter, because it's amazing what influence you have. Even an offhand comment you don't intend to have any impact on the team somehow gets planted in someone's brain, and you see the result in the shot.
That's a good one.
A little like playing golf, and it's just before you swing, it's don't hit it in the lake. And you end up spending 5 minutes in the bush looking for it in
the other direction.
Skip Stones.
No. Stay
Here in the
with it.
fifth.
No. Yeah, close. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yep. 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 Hard.
One. And roll over in front.
Sorry. Soft again? I don't think so.
She seems soft.
It took a long time, but look good.
Nice throw.
Soft again.
No,
Curious.
that's good. Oh.
You know, coming back to what we said earlier, how much slack are you cutting these players at this point in time?
But you know what? That was
Nobody seems to be totally comfortable even today.
Because when we
All right.
here before, we only
I mean, she sees it. You know, she says it. Heather, I'm speaking of. Seems soft, is it? I'm not. You know, I'm not. There's no full confident throw there.
Yeah, I mean, their record is a little bit of the reason why, Vic. They're struggling a bit as far as the wins go, and I think probably every curler always questions the ice no matter how confident you feel about it. You see the opposition rock do something different, and you're, whoa, did I just see that?
10. Yeah. 10-2. 10.5. Yep. Whoa.
Kelly hitting. She's still, I guess, trying to bring that back one into play.
Keep it clean. Yeah. Hard.
Squeeze it out. Oh, very nice. And it just will not sit for her in time. So shot stone back.
Okay.
I actually thought they might draw with that one. I know there was the other yellow with the back, but it was not that easy to hit and stay in a good spot for them. You'd still have to a draw for your opposition to sit on top of that rock.
So as we look at the shot stone is Alberta. That's the one center line, just nibbling the top 8 foot.
You could certainly draw here too, Linda. Let's see, there's not much room to roll. You roll a foot either direction. It's a pretty simple shot for the deuce. I'd be pretty tempted to draw here. Yes, you might set up some type of double, but you could freeze to the back one. And what if BC tries the double and doesn't make it? You steal another point here.
All right, let's go, Hooch. That was a good one.
An open takeout sounds easy, but we sure see a lot of rollouts.
Little less.
Clean. No, it's got
10
more.
and a half.
No. Stay with it. No. Stay with it. No. Clean. Clean. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Coming up to the nose to sit there.
Good.
Sure does.
10-3.
It just runs so bad. I don't want
Nova Scotia, New Brunswick in a 2-2 tie, playing the 5th. And one at the back, one there, one on the side. So, well, New Brunswick has an opportunity here to go to the break, putting 3 on the board. Andrea Kelly throwing the 4th stone. Jill Babin, Jody DeSola on the brush. For the three as the struggles continue for Nova Scotia, and Heather Smith-Dacey 5-2 for Rebecca Atkinson from the Gauge in Oromocto.
Probably not going to kill you.
Kelly Scott.
Okay, line's going to be okay.
The draw against two.
Come on.
We're okay. Right to the
Still 8
teeth.
foot. It's curling now.
Okay, Sasha.
We're moving now, but not much. Not really moving too much.
Full 8.
That's good.
Have a girl.
Nice, Kelly.
Very nice. When you think back, she made a wonderful draw earlier. Kelly Scott, BC.
One yellow.
But it's Alberta that has the lead going to the break.
The 2012 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Well, these two teams, Saskatchewan and Manitoba, among the leaders, currently tied for second place at 4-2. And you can see 3 Saskatchewan stones there. They belong to Michelle Englot, and the champions from the Tartan Curling Club in Regina. Final Rock is on the way. Jennifer Jones, St. Vital in Winnipeg. Bang it, sit right there, gets away with the jam, but the shooter rolls too far. That stone there in the foreground, that red one, will go on the board as a steal point. Saskatchewan leads it going to the break 4-3. Well, the difference is that steal of 1 in the second. Alberta is up 3-2. And Brian is with Heather Nedohin.
Heather, I want to ask you about your front end. Some great communication from them. They seem to know the ice and the broom and the sweeping so well. Can you just comment on your success with them this year?
You know what, the front end is, as we jokingly say, they got their sweep on. You know what, they're playing really stellar, and it's actually really nice to watch us to skip them coming down and controlling it and put it where they wanted to put it.
Always a thrill to be at the Scotties, especially in Alberta, as you are Alberta. Do you feel extra pressure, or are you just enjoying this experience?
No, I don't feel the pressure. If anything, I feel the energy within this building, and it's electrifying. It's fun.
Thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thanks.
Not sure how long Heather's voice is going to hold out. Maybe we should put some numbers up for that. Let's check the numbers after 5.
Well, very well played first 5 by both teams, and that steal is the difference. Vic, you mentioned, in my opinion, BC went hard, a little too hard for a thin double for their points. But BC, their draw percentage very high. Kelly Scott's only thrown 2 against 5 total stones, though, and she's been perfect. Great first 5.
Numbers after 5 are brought to you by Tim Hortons. It is time for Tim's. Daleen Sievertson and the rest of BC trailing by 1.
The 2012 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? By Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. And by World Financial Group, proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies.
Want to win a 2-year lease on a 2012 Ford Focus S? You can log on to fordhotshots.curling.ca and test your online curling skills. And for every participant at this year's Scotties, they also had a chance to win a lease on this 2012 Ford Focus Titanium by testing their on-ice curling skills. The final, a battle of skips. Newfoundland's Heather Strong against Northwest Territories Yukon's Carrie Galusha. And thanks to shots like this, the hit and stick right to the button, Galusha is your winner, winning a 2-year lease on a 2012 Ford Focus Titanium. Don't forget to log on to fordhotshots.curling.ca for your chance to win And just like Kerry Galusha, you too could drive away in a brand new Ford. Alberta with a 3-2 lead over BC. That's the feature game here on this Tuesday afternoon. It's draw 10 of the Scotties from Red Deer, the NMAX Centurion. Welcome back, everyone.
10.5.
And here in the 6th, after BC scored 1 and 5, it'll be Alberta. And Heather Nedohin and her team from the Saville Sports Center in Edmonton that does have the last rock playing the Redstones.
10.5. Clean.
Easy.
Clean. Line's good. Let it work. Clean.
Nice,
Yep.
nice.
Yep. Yep. Hard, hard, hard. Hard, hard. Go, 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 go. Hard. Very nice.
Way to go. It's almost 11.
It's such a well-played game. We talked about that little mistake that BC made in the second end, trying for a thin double for 2 and rolled out and gave up the steal. And sometimes games go so that never really even is a part of your thought process. You play so well, you get your deuces back. You don't really think about a single point stolen early in the game. But this has been so well played. That point really does stand out.
Well, we talked about it in the opening that the teams did struggle with the ice a little bit. There were a lot of missed shots, a lot of them the wrong way, but we knew you could tell everybody was catching on, and the high there. Oh, gee, could have got them all.
Sorry.
The high quality of play is starting to show
done.
through, like virtually 90% for all 8 curlers. That's fantastic.
I like that, yeah. Or even the straight come around, it's not bad. It's probably easier.
I don't mind the straight come around. Yeah.
410.
Top 12 on there.
410, 412.
What does that say to you, Linda Russ, when you've got those 2 stones, your stones,
Yeah, it's a
fighting
good
top
one.
12,
No, it's
and
a
you'd
good one.
rather play the come around than try and tap them up?
Well, a draw is easier than a raise because a draw is just really weight, and a raise has to be perfect line as well to get it straight back. So most of the time, if you have a choice between the 2, you just draw.
Back to your point earlier, Vic, that's what has changed in the game. When you say the guards are tough now, the guards are tough because of the curl. The come-arounds are easier because of the curl. You probably would, a few years ago when the rocks were much straighter, you would play the tap.
Okay, good throw. You can get all 3.
Yeah, they'll all go this time. Just a little off center on that top rock will get them all.
If you hit that off the nose, can we get all 3? Maybe, but I don't mind just sitting here, Beth. Okay.
Kind of wait.
Peel.
Okay, let's go, Jess.
You like that?
I think hitting and staying works. That's better than rolling out. It kind of takes away your offensive chance.
But it does leave one of their stones still sitting there, right, Linda?
It does.
Yeah. Gotta go. Go, 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 go.
Jessica
go,
Mayer.
Get over.
Get over.
That's fine.
Nice turn,
And will spill in behind the Alberta
I
stone.
think that's 8.
Like the nose, eh?
I was liking the come around, but up to you.
You like the nose? She's here first. But you like to come around? Yeah. Go to Jack. Okay. Here we go, Sasha. So no different, eh? 5. The same. Yeah.
BC playing the scoreboard here, starting to force the issue a little bit, taking a little more risk.
If you knew you could hit the Redstone center line and sit there, it's not also a bad shot. We've actually seen people struggle with that nose hit on center line, though.
Hard line, guys.
This is moving early.
We're rubbing this too. Hard line. Hard line. Hard. We have the red. Hard, hard, hard. Take the yellow. Hard, hard, hard. Go, 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 go.
Okay.
The rub and spill in, and for the moment,
Wasn't long.
BC is sitting 3, but without the last rock, and everything's the top of the house.
Thought it was good. I thought it was lots. I thought it was like an 8.
Yep. Let's do it.
Can we hit that into the other one?
That doesn't come off the red. It goes
You
into
good?
the yellow.
It'll be close. Play. Beth,
I don't
look here. We'll play it.
Yeah.
Peel.
I like that.
The players are looking up at the Jumbotron to see the position of the rocks. Heather wanting them to see what she's calling and the place she wants the rock to be struck. by looking at her.
What a big advantage that is for the person throwing or the front end sweeping. It's to know the exact angle. You have to know where you want to hit this in Beth's case. The Jumbotron really gives you that look.
Whoa! 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 Come across!
Oh, just behind.
8-1.
Yeah, that one really busted. I think this is the same ice.
Same thing, a little similar to what I said about BC. There it is, the screen showing all the stones in play. And I mentioned BC on that steal that they gave up, played it, I thought, too thinly on the double. You have to think of what the first objective is, and on that stone, you wanted to make pretty good contact with that first stone. The bonus is what you have happen after that. But saving the shooter was pretty important, and sometimes I think we lose track of that, thinking of the perfect shot, and we end up with very little out of it.
Yeah, I call it the hero shot. You try to make this perfect double, but the consequence was not a good one there, and all of a sudden you're drawing against three possibly.
Okay.
So I just want to throw 14 and a half, eh?
That was 15.
That was 15.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. It's 14 and a half.
7-6.
Okay, so 14 and a half.
Okay, let's go back.
Yelling out the zones, 7 or 6.
That red stone is in a nice spot, just biting, almost dead in front of the yellow. If you could get this red one in a spot near the yellow stone, you certainly could run that guard in.
No. All there. No. 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 All there. 8-9.
Yep, come around.
No.
Yep, come around. Hard, go.
Oh, it's good. Okay. Laney, 13-8.
13-8? Okay. I think it'll come up.
Interesting scenario here on sheet D. That red stone you see just biting the button was just put there by Ontario. Team Canada does have the last rock. A little short run back here. Russ maybe killing the stone, the shot stone, getting 2, possibly 3.
Exactly, 2 for sure, but I don't know whether you can save that side one. It's hard to tell from this angle.
Amber Holland, defending champions. Bang, bang, and it'll spill far enough, and it'll be 2 for Team Canada. 4-3, they lead over Tracy Horgan of Sudbury.
Great throw.
Nice, Cal. Coming up.
Funny inland of the. I thought Heather played it pretty defensively with some chances to put some pressure on. We talked about. I've criticized her a little bit about that, but then she went to the offensive shot once there was a tough one in there, and
normal.
Just a foot heavy on the freeze, and now big trouble.
Harder to watch. Every husband, wife, mother, father will tell you it's always more difficult to watch than be on the ice. And so David, Canadian world champion, watching his wife now.
And because that shot by Beth Iskew was not made, that freeze attempt, you're now having to run at the perfect angle onto 2 yellows as opposed to a red-yellow combination.
It's a great example of why this team's playing so well percentage-wise and not winning. They played a pretty solid end, but didn't apply any pressure. 1 foot heavy on a freeze, and all of a sudden, this is a tough shot. Very nice.
So ugly.
They're playing in the 6th, and Saskatchewan leads Manitoba. Both those teams are 4-2, and in the 6th, New Brunswick continues to lead Nova Scotia.
In the 4-foot, though, for sure.
The run back wasn't perfect in that it didn't stick the shooter. It rolled out, but still, now look at the house and how open it appears for The last stone of Alberta to be played, even if Kelly does sink one, it's now off the button.
Don't mind being just half tucked top 4.
All right.
Nice. I like that idea. You totally bury it, as you just mentioned, Linda. It's probably not even in the forefoot, and it gives you kind of a nice visual for Heather to throw her last one. Leave this half open, and there's a bit of doubt. Do I try to tap it? Do I hit it? Do I draw? And then the draw is actually smaller area.
Maybe take a bit more, yeah. And 15, eh?
Yep.
14, 18.
You know, Heather likes to hit a little bit. Maybe this is a bit of a sucker play. Leave it half open, say, go for it.
Tempt her. You like to plant more than one thought in the opposing skip's mind.
Okay, you got room right now.
I think let it work.
Where?
Let it curl.
Watching yours.
Kelly Scott,
Line's
final
good.
stone
Still
for her.
holding. Wait for it if you
Alberta
can.
does have the last rock.
Moving now. Right to the T line. Finish it
Tuck
if you
it,
can.
guys.
Wide
Tuck
open.
it.
Top 4, don't you?
Right to the T line. It's getting good.
Here it goes.
Yep. Hard.
Okay, wall line, wall line.
And not tempted.
Nice
Nice
shot.
shot.
Over big
Good for
and
her,
heavy.
because
Took
it,
just that little bit more.
Yeah.
There is enough of it there to
It was dangling out there. The bait was there.
yeah, the hook. It's in a great spot, though, because now this draw is a little bit tougher.
93 was back
Yeah.
4.
And you overcurl it all, it's a steal.
I'm taking the same ice.
And needs a good piece of the forefoot.
We got this.
This is a draw against 3.
6.
Okay, let's go, Hooch. Looks like
Line's
though,
good.
doesn't it?
Line's good. Stay with it. Yep, you can go. Line's fine. We're fine. Whoa, line. Whoa.
Mayer and Peters
Whoa.
backing right off. Full.
14 and a half.
4 is what they need.
Whoa, Lainey. Whoa, Lainey.
Hey, I'm not touching it.
4 is what she needs. And ho-ho. Just in time at the back. Alberta getting there nervous. Single.
What's in this? Oh, Lainey, you're not touching my face.
Welcome back. Want to quickly go over to Sheet A. And the opportunity here for Manitoba to maybe score a couple. And you were shaking your head a little bit on the last stone for Michelle Englund.
She hit and stuck there. We thought she should peel it out and force Jennifer to a tougher shot onto shot rock.
If she peels it out, I'm not sure if Jennifer even goes for anything. I'm not sure if she could get her to without a double raise. And she makes a ton of these.
Officer Askin got this one. Yes, she does. For the 2 to take the lead. Almost automatic, isn't it? And we'll move over to Sheet C. New Brunswick against Nova Scotia. Boy, oh boy, look at New Brunswick and the pressure that Rebecca Atkinson from the gauge has kept on Nova Scotia and Heather Smith-Dacey from the CFB Halifax. It's been a struggle for Smith-Dacey this year. Mentioned already, so much expected. She expected so much of herself after that bronze medal a year ago. And moves it just far enough for the single. New Brunswick leads there 5-3. Welcome back on this Tuesday afternoon. Everybody's back to work here. Yesterday was Family Day. If you were in Prince Edward Island, Islander Day. If you were in Manitoba, I guess Louis Riel Day. Back to work here as well on this Tuesday afternoon, draw 10. And our featured game is Alberta and BC. 4-2 Alberta leads. BC will have the last rock playing the Yellowstones here in 7.
We talk about momentum and the flow of a game and how you feel one team playing much better suddenly and maybe getting a little momentum on their side. And I felt last end BC maybe had a bit of the momentum flowing their way. You lose it pretty quickly when your lead puts the corner guard in, and Jackie Armstrong did it yet again this end. That means the opposition can hit and sit too. Alberta did just that, and unfortunately these corners can now be peeled.
And the way Alberta's played all week, I don't expect them to miss any of these either. And like you say, it runs off another end, and that much closer to the finish line for Alberta. Taking the swingy turn. Lots of curl here.
Oh, wait. Peel. No. Clean it. No, 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 no. Right in the hole. Good.
Now, you couldn't do that if you tried.
Field goal.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good, actually.
So a little thin on that peel, but very successful as it turns out.
Bless you.
Weight's good.
6. You got room right now. 7. Looks a little heavy.
Yeah, it's not moving yet.
8. Little bump. Off the line then.
A little bump.
Starting to bend now. You can clean it.
You've got a little foot bump.
Off then. Off.
Whoa, whoa.
Nice
Nice weight, Daleen.
Okay, normal.
Right up here, Beth.
995. Okay.
Let's go, Bethy. Right up here. Nice crisp release.
Great technique with Beth. A little bit of a bent arm. I love to see that. A lot of the no-lift deliveries have a very straight arm, and you roll it in, turn in a little bit. She's good rotation, gets it right out to the stick, crisp release. Really accurate.
Calling hers. Hers are straighter than...
And that's actually what the players on this team say to each other. They use the term crisp release. The last comment of the hack end for the thrower. Did you have a favorite thing that your brusher said to you before you threw?
Not really. We were a little bit old school, and I think you just try to stay away from each other when you're in the hack.
Right.
But you know, once in a while you'd say, I'd ask my brother once in a while to remind me to slide high. I used to get over the top a little bit, go over the handlebars, and if I did that, I would overextend. The same situation, the arm would get too straight. So once in a while, I'd ask for a little bit of input that way.
Too bad. Line will be good. You got room now.
Back 8.
Off if you're deep.
I can think of a couple of things they said, but we can't mention them.
The things they whispered?
Yes, I did.
Line. It's trying. No, don't touch it.
The same as Daleen.
Yeah, it's the difference between sweeping weight.
They've put 2 stones between those rocks. They're just interesting.
For that comment about the curl, that's exactly what happens. The throwers 2 in a row on the BC side have thrown it there without brushing. And if you pull it back a bit, the curl is all late as the speed is coming off the stone. The brusher can take it then into the house, and that's how they get the finish to the freeze position. And it's just not making that final move.
Yeah, there's something under this, I think.
Resets. Good idea.
Beth Iskew.
Clean. Whoa.
Great shot of the release there. Just nice and clean. You can see it running straight, running straight, running straight. Then it curls just with the gravitational pull from that rock, but the initial release is right out to the stick.
Was that 8-8? Yeah. 8-8.
You like your 8-8s. Nice throws. I'm sorry, I'm overcalling yours. Okay. Yours are pure. So it's just me.
It's a little bit more than you were thinking.
Yeah. Anyway, just keep throwing them. I won't jump them so much.
Okay.
That's how accurate it is, though, isn't it, Linda? She's saying, and rightly so, to Beth, that yours are pure, which is what we just talked about, a nice clean release. And it's maybe fooling her a little bit because maybe Heather's not throwing it quite that way. So you tend to want to read off your own shots.
Nice shot.
Very nice. Stones are grouped together for Sasha Carter.
Okay.
Well-curled game here. You can really tell that the teams are so much more comfortable with getting the broom in the right spot. 90% for British Columbia as a team. That's unbelievable. And they're down to.
Now, the only thing I will say about the numbers, and this is not criticizing the people scoring, but if it was my team and I was scoring Kelly's team, I would say that those corner guards that came in were zeros, and often they get points for those, but it totally changes the style of play for the skip. And actually, if I want teams to get the point, if I'm scoring a lead, and for example, it has to be a guard and it slides in, I give them negative points.
I don't blame you.
Because it's the impact on I want to reflect the input. It's not to be a punishment. It's just to try and say this is how dramatically that shot changed what we were trying to accomplish.
Yeah, you're right. And to the point, this is the toughest shot Alberta's had, which is looking at 90% of a stone.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep.
Love to stay.
No. Good. That's good.
Well played in.
We'll roll it away. Sits 2.
Beth. Cross it. 9.5.
It's interesting to watch the different teams. We just watched Jennifer Jones make a double playing inside out. This is a very similar shot, and Kelly decides to go outside in. It's just a preference.
As far as our takeouts are going, if you were trying to scout them, they're the same. 79% intern, 79% outturn coming into this particular game.
Whoa. Clean. Clean. Yes. Whoa. Whoa. Jackie. Keep going. Little more.
Nice shot.
Great shot, Kel.
Good shot.
Good sweeping.
Great try.
For someone just coming off a touch of the flu, boy, is she impressive.
Even more weight.
Making a ton of shots here for her team.
Turn 3.
And through it all stays positive. We talked about that before, even when she was sick. You wouldn't have known it except for the fact that she sat down a lot because she stayed positive. What I really like about Heather, a positive nature and so honest. She tells her players exactly what's going on.
Let's see if I got enough fingers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a biter at the back there. 5. That's what Ontario is facing with her last. Tracy Horgan from Sudbury playing Team Canada, the defending champions Amber Holland.
The worst part out is the draw is not as simple as it looks. It has to come through a very small opening here. Little extra weight on the straight side, and you're all over that corner guard that's in the rings. Yikes.
Amanda Gates is on the left. Jenna Engie on the right. Jennifer Seabrook calling line, and this is a mittful. 1, 2, 3 for sure. 4 for sure. Now they're looking at the one around the edge.
Track is exact same.
And it looks like they've given them the, they're going to measure on that one, but 4 for sure, and we will update you. That's a game breaker there for Ontario.
Yeah, this looks like enough to me.
Well played in by Alberta. Executed, albeit simple shots, made them perfect. Managed to hang around enough that this has to be a force single for BC.
Just one like clean thinking.
Looks good.
Looks good.
One yellow.
Looks very good. Right to the pin. Can't argue about Kelly Scott and her draw weight. She's had it today. Trails by 1. Overture curtain lights. This is it, the night of nights. Billy Crystal returns to host the 84th Academy Awards ceremony Sunday at 8 Eastern. And we'll see what heights they hit.
What's up, Doc?
Thank you. I was a big Bugs fan, actually. Very huge. Well, they did measure for that biter, and it was steal of 4 for Team Canada, the defending champions. Amber Holland out of the Chrono Curling Club in Saskatchewan, and now leads 8-3 over Ontario.
A little bit more, though. Seven for sure. 7-8, maybe.
I was talking about Jackie having thrown her corner guards in. Surprisingly, her center guards are nice, or maybe not so surprisingly, because, Russ, yesterday you talked about the ice and the slide to the wings and how it is very fast, and maybe that's just catching her.
Gotta start bringing our sweepers into play a bit, hey, on those.
Manitoba leads by 1, and they are sitting 3 as Saskatchewan. And Michelle Englot throws her last.
Line's nice.
Made a good one with her first one, Vic, when she froze it right on there, and Jennifer picked it clean. So at least she knows the spot.
Yep. You're all right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you need it or not? Yeah, then you gotta go. Do it more. Can we go to the yard? Hard. Yes. Come on.
Oh.
Don't touch it.
Now a quick look.
That'll be Laney. Nice shot, Laney. Yeah, 1 yellow.
1 yellow.
78 again.
Interesting. There was no communication there between the Brushers and Lana Vey, who's managing the house. What happened?
I smell it.
They just didn't say anything, and I gathered if you came to the nose of the back when it would have still been all right, and she desperately at the last moment tried to fix it, and it was too late.
I felt sorry for Lana because she didn't get the input quick enough. The front end obviously was afraid to brush it, knowing it was a hair heavy, but they need to relay that down. You brush that early, I think they save it. Big steal there.
You have to love Kelly Scott's approach, as that was all happening. We heard it just quietly her say when that freeze attempt by the lead came a little too deep. Maybe we could throw those to the Brushers. It would have come out differently from my mouth.
Yeah, you idiot, slow them down.
Okay, good shot.
Get in the game or something like that, but what a sweetie. Same message. It got the message across, I'm sure.
Oh, true.
Well, that's what I asked her about. Remember in the pre-game interviews that we do with many of the skips on the Friday. I said, you know, sometimes, Kelly, I think you're too nice. And she says she gets it across in other ways. That's who she is. She's not going to change. You're not going to see her berate her team on the ice. Just not going to. She'll make the point otherwise.
Are we by it?
And it works beautifully for them. I'm just being a little silly that I wasn't able to quite control myself that way.
Nobody could do it, I don't think, like Kelly, and that's one of the reasons she's so successful. She makes the other 3 players in her team better with her attitude.
That's tough, isn't it?
I think 11.
Plan B there for Alberta. Flashed the guard, but managed to get one of the enemy rocks out of there.
And they're hanging that one over on the 12 hook. Kelly doesn't like the fact there are 2 in there.
11.
Clean it.
Could freeze here, though, and force the issue.
Lots of
Getting to the stage of the game that giving up a deuce here would be really bad.
Right off. Should get those.
Might have to go here, Kel.
Oh, yeah? Good.
Yeah.
Jessica Mayer as we play second stones here in the 8th. Alberta does have the last rock. And they're leading by 1.
Oh, dear. Boy, we've had a lot of slips.
Sorry. Sorry, Kelly. Do you want to...
Lainey Peters going down. And we also... Jill Officer last night went down on a brush. She got tripped up by a corner guard.
Catching center.
Kathy Gauthier in the booth.
Yeah. This morning, Kathy had a stumble.
I really think, Linda, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I was officially the worst sweeper on the planet. The way we teach it now is to put so much weight over the head. You've got your head over right over the handle. The handle's more upright, and it's really easy for that handle to get inside, and you go right over the handlebars.
Yeah, we teach a little bit of an unstable position to get the pressure down the handle. You're right. The other thing that does happen, and this is not really the curler's fault, but it's hard to tell how good your gripper is over the course of a season. You do wear it off, and it doesn't get quite as sticky as you use it more and more. And I think that happens a little bit where there's just not enough stick left.
So the guard goes back. The burned rock is removed.
Just to it, leave it short of it. Close your hard. It's short of it. Hard.
Yeah. Okay, just really soft.
Jeez.
And an out now for Alberta.
Let me just take a second. Okay.
Double peel is an option, and I guess it could jam, but double peel would be a lone rock that you have to guard, and a lot of times the guards are missed.
Let's go, Beth. Okay, let's go, Beth. Straight up the broom.
Okay.
At this point, we haven't seen Kelly take a chance when there's been two opposition stones in the house. And maybe what Heather is thinking, that if she sits two, she still may get Kelly go after one of the two red. I'm not so sure at this stage that she will.
I don't think she will either. 8th and she needs to steal.
Running. Whoa! No! Up! No! Up! No! 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 No, Jess! No, Jess! No! Sit! Shoot.
And it won't.
Beth, or Lainey, there's a fart stemper there.
Yeah. All right. I guess it's the safest call.
It's the safest call if you want to lose by one. It's not wrong, though. It's early enough.
Yeah, but especially with the second guard out in front, I thought they might take a little chance.
You're right.
Drawing top 8. You don't want to draw deep because then it may be available, but you could definitely get in there behind those two guards to be shot rock.
Exactly.
Harry!
Oh, boy.
Harry! Hurry! Hard! Hard for a piece! Hard!
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Soft? I think it was.
Your weight wasn't down, eh?
No. Didn't look too bad. Didn't feel too bad.
I think they've had most of Sasha's over curl. Thinking back on this game, I don't know if it's release stone or something else that's going on, just the piece of ice they end up in.
Yeah.
Well, you could double peel here again, assuming it doesn't jam on your own red one, and that would be a low-risk way to drive it through to the 9th end, one up with hammer.
106.
Hit one in here, top of the 8th, and it's all about confidence in your team, I think, in this shot. If this goes behind the tee line, you're not happy, but Beth Iskew's made so many good shots this week. This is a low-risk shot, I think, for Alberta.
Stay with that.
It's a great opportunity, though, for Alberta, leading by 1 to maybe get a couple here. Top edge 4.
Great throw.
Nicely done, Beth. I needed that.
I'm really
top
impressed
ice.
with
Great
Beth
job.
this game. She's made everything.
Some of the player numbers. Are you impressed?
Oh, very impressed with these two shooters. Look at that. As far as the percentages go, just remarkable. Kelly Scott's drawn against opposition stones frequently and has been perfect, but Heather Nedohin on draws and hits, superb.
Player numbers are brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Trying to hit and roll to a shot rock position in a spot where they just didn't know what the rock was doing and probably are still unsure. This is tough.
That's curling, too.
And very thin
found a spot there, Vic, that really moves.
Yeah, there's some movement.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Kept going, yeah.
You were a bit even harder, I'd say.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to be too open.
No, I don't want to be open.
Yeah.
I know. I want to be able to tap this. You can go to the button if you want.
Okay. Okay, wait. I'm just a little bit confused. So we're coming.
So we're going around it or on top of it?
Well, no, I don't want to cross over.
I know.
Same as Beth.
Okay. On top of it?
Well, on top, but just be careful. I don't want to split open.
Right.
And I don't want to cross over that she can come in behind. So, right on top.
Okay. Okay, let's go, Heather.
Shorter is okay, like a 5. I'm playing a 5. You guys nail it for 6.
Okay.
Okay, do mine move as much later part of the game? I think we can afford less. Less.
Okay.
Mine don't move as
5
much.
to 10.
I like your thought process here, talking about the ice, asking the front end.
Well, I think that's always good to communicate. Always, always, always. And Heather's really thinking overtime here. Hers don't curl as much. Later in the game, it gets a little straighter. All good points. The key thing here is it has to be in front of the tee line.
And she said, you know, they're going to throw you 5. So remembering our system, the 5 would be top 8 foot.
Like tons of room, guys, for wide open.
Top 8 foot, but she wants a different angle. She doesn't want to leave an overlap so that Kelly can draw around everything.
Can we go around, Beth?
No. Yes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sit down. No.
And she didn't want it there.
She goes button quickly over to sheet D after Team Canada stole 4 in 7. Final rock on the way for Ontario's Tracy Horgan from the Idlewild Golf and Country Club in Sudbury. And this appears to be a draw for 2. She has shot stone sitting on the edge of the 8 foot. Oh my. For the deuce, and she will play it to the back and too far, single. And an 8-4. We'll confirm it. Certainly looked like a single point only. 8-4 there, Team Canada.
Brush that kind of the whole way. We probably could. Yeah.
That inside out shot for Horgan, right? We've seen that for a couple of days now.
Tons of times we've all these corner guards in our sheet B here have been going into the ring, sliding in, and as we talked about before, there's a little bit more curl. It's almost like as the rock finishes, it's going slightly downhill, and as it curls, and obviously it's not much downhill, but that spot in any arena I've ever seen is quick.
We watch Kelly Scott. We're also watching sheet C. And you see Nova Scotia is sitting 1, top 4, covered by not only the stone top 8 foot, but there's a long center line guard. Final rock on the way from New Brunswick's Andrea Kelly, who throws the 4th stone.
No, we don't have
T-line. Try. Perfect.
And that slides. Oh boy, it's going to be close. 1 for sure, close for 2. I think she may have just stopped in time. 1 red it is. Steal of 1, Nova Scotia. And on our sheet, Linda, Heather Nedohin's stone coming that deep allowed Kelly Scott to do that.
Well, she did. Now, there's an out for Heather, but the other part of the problem was that Kelly's rock didn't curl as much as she wanted. She was hoping it would get tighter to that red stone that's just top 4. I think it does look like red, perhaps, that is shot, but Heather would like to play the raise on the rock top 4 onto yellow and really put this thing away.
Dead buried, soft weight required here.
That's a good one. Nice hack here.
Enough movement to get there, and then would they have enough weight to move the shot stone?
No question about it. Okay. It's a tough shot, Vic, but the guard's long enough. It's a 2-guard. Got about 10 feet to curl. Only has to curl 3 or 4 inches.
Well, Mayer and Peters have been terrific so far, saving it for the skipper. Here they go again. Get it by. Yes, they did. Angle it back. Move it far enough. Roll it. Who's going to sit first? Spins back, and now it's close for 3.
Sure. Great shot. Great shot. Want to measure? Not sure about the third.
Yeah, I'll do a measure on those.
So 2 for sure for Alberta, and they will put the stick to these 2 around the edge of the 8.
Great shot.
That was a great shot by the whole team, and for BC, I think they really needed to take a little more risk this end and use those front rocks that they had and not play the hits.
Yeah, exactly. You lose by 1, you lose by 21. It's still an L.
Yeah.
Two ends of putting some shots together.
Yeah, building for tonight.
Yeah.
In the circle we go. Yeah.
So from the BC stone, maybe we'll get a shot of a look at this micrometer. And wait for the, she's going to point there. So that's the 3rd shot stone. Alberta will pick up 2 more. 6-3. They lead after 8. Quickly, let's go over to sheet A. As you see, Manitoba is sitting 2. And final rock is on the way from Saskatchewan, and skip Michelle Englot needs full 8-foot, a little bit of the blue. Down by 2, Manitoba and Jennifer Jones leading 6-4. Jennifer Jones acknowledges a nice draw to the lid by Michelle Englot. Manitoba will lead there by 1, and they'll have the hand. As we're coming to the end of draw 10 on a Tuesday afternoon. Time now for the M&M Meat Shops Final End Challenge. Right after the game, go to finalend.ca and enter the secret word for a chance to win a trip for 2 to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championships in Sochi, Russia. The first 100 entries will have a chance to win a $50 M&M gift card, and all participants will get an M&M discount. The Final End Challenge, the secret word, will be coming up. And a chance for 3, settle for 2. It is a key shot.
Well, we talked about how great Alberta's played all week, and Heather's been good but not great. This is great. What a beautiful throw here. Just to get the broom in the right spot. We know it's a little bit straighter outside in. Nice soft weight, just gets it by, well judged, and nearly makes it for 3.
The key shot brought to you by Scotties Facial Tissue, stylish designs for any room. So 2 in the 8 means that Alberta leads it 6-3 as we go to the 9th. And British Columbia will have the last rock, playing the Yellowstones. Monday or Tuesday afternoon moving day here at the Scotties, and this is a big game for Alberta, who come in at 2-3.
Good eyes up, Laney.
BC at 4-1.
Watching the precision of Alberta, you really have to keep checking that fact that they are only 2 wins coming into this game. They are playing so well in this game. Very confident looking, great judgment and communication. There's really not one detail that's lacking on this Alberta side. For BC, you have to get a couple this end. You have to take as much risk as you need to get rocks in position. They got the corner up this end. The 2 stones by Alberta were played in, and you saw the yellow stone pretty close to the one Alberta stone, so the yellow one in the rings. There it is in a nice spot, top 4.
Hard to believe 2 and 3 Alberta. You know, if Heather keeps playing this way, 91% so far, they will be a force to reckon with.
Follow it, Laney. I don't know. Atta girl.
That's a good shot.
Interesting. You can hear Heather Nedohin's voice cracking a little bit. I mean, she is very loud. And in fact, we joked earlier, she's a little bit like you were. By this time when you were playing, of course, you were starting to lose yours too, right? And there are some times now when she forgets and she's trying not to use it, and she's going to the hand signals, and so that makes your front end, your brushers have to be a little bit more aware too, Linda.
They do. They have to look up and down, which is not a bad thing to communicate that way. If you're in a loud building anyways, you often have to use hand signals.
Hard. Hard line. Hard. Hard. Gotta go. Okay, line looks good. Yeah, right. Lock it on.
Yeah, you're locked.
Way to go.
Beauty.
Yeah, it is right there, locked. Shot stone, though, is Alberta's.
Nice shot, Daleen.
Without last
Run
drop.
that top red in.
Yeah.
Time. Okay. Time.
Each team is given 2 90-second timeouts.
How much of this one over here can we see? Half?
No.
Too little?
Yeah.
Boy, that rolled to a great spot.
Can you see any of this side?
Not much.
I think we got to run it regardless because this is actually hurting us.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? Because then they'll do that.
Well, and try to. Can we get that one out?
Yes, you can. Like if you nose. Well,
Even just nose it and get.
I think
No,
we gotta,
can't really
this
know.
is hurting us.
We got to hit it this side, roll this one away.
Well,
Then you nail it into here.
You gotta hit it into here.
Hit this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Nail it.
Watch yours, Lainey, here.
Yeah.
Coach Daryl Horn out to just confirm what they were thinking.
Yeah, this makes the most sense. Just run the red straight back this way. That yellow, the top yellow, will definitely go out if you throw enough speed. But maybe more importantly, you can move this red rock back a little bit, which frees up this yellow rock for later.
All right, nice clean one here.
You have to remember when you're Alberta, it is very difficult for an opposition team to generate points in the house, especially this early. We're still on thirds first stone, so you have time to move some of that backing out of there, get rocks lined up better, and BC has to avoid doubles.
Yep. Whoa! 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 Right off! Close! Yes! Yes! Whoa! Yes! Whoa! Yes!
Atta girl.
Nice shot. Oh,
Hard!
Nicely done, Beth.
watching.
Gets rid of the
Great
backing,
shot.
spills it out to the edge of the 8-foot.
I don't think so.
So BC is sitting one, top 4.
Okay, splitting the rings.
I don't think we want to move those yet.
Well, back to the game between Team Canada and Ontario. The steal of 4 is the difference in the game. That came in the 7th for the defending champions. Ontario responded with a single in 8. And here in 9, final rock on the way from Amber Holland out of the Chrono Curling Club in Saskatchewan. And again, Tammy Schneider, who is the usual second, is not playing. She tumbled yesterday, hamstring knee problem, and so it is Jolene Campbell throwing the second stones. That's the draw for the single. And a 9-4 Team Canada lead.
Hurry! Come on! Go, go, go! 8!
And, oh, there's a shake. We haven't seen many of those. Couple of bumps, elbow bumps, everyone trying to...
I'm okay to shake. Good job, you guys. I said in the 7th area.
get away from the flu bug.
Let them move. Punching it right into the wall. Yeah, force you to think about it. Not bad. Just throwing around, give me one. Might have been
Good weight, eh?
Yeah. We thought about it, yeah. I had just thrown it.
Amber Holland with a little pat in the back to the rookie team here at this year's Scotties from Ontario.
That's not bad. No.
I thought that was pretty neat that Amber stopped the young Ontario team and gave her a friendly suggestion of a different call in the 7th end.
Yeah.
I'm sure the coach probably had charted that one if it was that obvious. But Amber's a great lady.
Oh, is she ever.
Normal.
BC was trying to wrap their draw around everything, use those 2 reds and the 1 yellow as protection for the 3rd yellow to go in the rings. It didn't make it. It stopped short. That's the one Beth will try and remove.
So with the win, Team Canada for the moment moves into first place. The defending champions at 5-1. BC, if they can come back here, win this, they'll join them. Saskatchewan, Manitoba, that's the other very big game on the ice right now. And New Brunswick is ahead in their game, so we might start to see some separation. This is the feature game. When we join you again at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll see the defending champions, Amber Holland against Marie-France LaRouche, and Quebec at 3-3. Sasha Carter throwing the 3rd stones for BC out of the Kelowna Curling Club.
Line's good. Looks a little
real good.
Line, hard line. What have we got?
5. Go. You're still 5.
Coming up. Okay, you're
Little rub. Roll it in.
Good, Sash. Nice throw. I think I still could have given you more.
I know.
Yeah. Good brushing.
She just draws in there again. Yeah, but at least she's not getting any money.
Tough
This
double.
doesn't worry me. What I would like to do is hit here and move this over to there.
I know. But does that do anything by moving that one?
Yeah, because then it eliminates this double here. If you could just sit it here, then, and they'll sit this one here. Let's just sit this one here and kick that over a little. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Just come across here and sit.
Okay, so 1 second. Yeah.
So
So we're
here.
trying for the double.
Well, no,
Sort of?
don't worry
No?
about the double.
Okay.
What I want is to move this over that eliminates this double.
Okay.
Control.
Okay. Yep.
I'm not sure. I'm not following that path, Linda. She wants to move the top yellow over a little bit, which eliminates a double. BC's never playing that double, ever.
No, the Redstones at the moment, the problem with them is they act as guards.
Right.
I could see trying to jiggle things to take away that protection, but currently there isn't a double to bring that other yellow into play. The Reds will stay in some fashion.
All right. Kind of wait.
Control.
Let's go. Nice go, Heather. Nice throw here.
Even dead on wouldn't be bad. Forces Kelly around everything, and then you'd have some raises.
Control. 9.5.
Let it work, Jess.
Little firm.
Let it work.
Little firm.
No. Let it work. Let it work. Let it work.
It's gonna curl a lot.
Go on it, Lainey.
Hard, Lainey. Kick
Yeah.
the other one.
Nice.
Okay.
I like that.
Is that good?
BC continues to sit one,
I don't know
top
where she
4,
went.
and covered
We have something to
with a red
She
blanket.
might sit on it, but then maybe we run it and still get 2.
So just back forward?
Yeah, because if we're T-line, she could go clip, and
Yeah.
get them both.
Okay.
I think out to there.
Chance to sink another one.
It's more than those other draws I was throwing. Guess we
Yeah,
could
and
go a
the
bit
oomph
wider.
over a little bit.
Yeah.
I mentioned in the last stand that it's been the story of the game for
think we have
Sasha
to
about
be behind
over
the
curls,
T-line
and that's why
so she
Kelly is questioning the ice each time she goes to throw. She thinks she knows what it's going to do, and then Sasha's rocks do something different.
And there could easily be a sharp edge on the rock or a pitch or something that allows the rock to curl a little more than somebody else's.
The weight's still real nice. Yeah. Like a 5 for sure. Yeah.
15 then.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a little more.
Close the line.
Where? Starting to bend.
Yep. 7. Hard. Gotta go. Hard.
Carter. This is going to be a fight to get it by the stone top 12.
Not taking enough ice.
No, exactly.
And they won't. And now
Nice weight again.
it's just overlapped a little bit. I was thinking maybe they could angle that red one back and catch shot stone.
You almost can't take enough. Like there's no hold on them way out here. Same track, eh?
Okay, yes, answer that question that they just raised. Is there not enough ice there for that draw?
Well, I think so, for sure. They keep wrecking time and time and again. And remember, early in the game coming in the other direction, the wide in turns out as wide as that one started were overcurled. They flashed one completely, and then Kelly tried the same shot and hit about a quarter of a rock. So this sheet is definitely different than what we saw in B, and it's almost more of a dish effect now. I imagine David's trying to stop that extra curl going to the outside, David Merklinger, the ice technician, and it's just fooling him a little bit. And we have to keep in mind the ice is amazing, but at this level, you know, to throw a rock that far and just get by an inch, you have to be very precise, and that turn has fooled BC.
Vic, you can throw a different release. You can in-out it a little bit and hope that you stop the break point from coming so fast.
Okay, let's go, Heather. Let's go.
So what's your play here?
I'm actually not sure.
I think she's playing a raise from the look of that.
With tap weight.
Trying to get a shot stone sitting top of the 4-foot.
Oh, the red one right in the middle that was just tapped. Yeah, straight back to the button.
It's getting there. No. It's 7. Yes. No. 7. Yes.
There, Peters.
Whoa.
Picking her up.
Yep. Hard.
There's the tap, and it's right to the lid.
Beautiful throw.
Yeah, she's being critical because it did punch it such that the raise is available for BC, but my goodness, what a lovely shot.
I don't know where else you punch it if you don't get it in the open. It's not shot rock, but what a beautiful throw. What a great game by Heather Nedohin. But there is...
Great weight.
Shoot. Nice throw. She had this either way.
No lack of effort there. But there still is a shot for 2 here.
Nail it, Cal.
Nice spot to throw a tap too. You don't have to overthrow this. Get it out to the broom. Maybe a boardish weight. Let the brushers do it.
It's to 9-2.
No.
Final stone. Kelly Scott. Nothing at all from the brush. This is all on its own. Angle it back. Oh, no. And it's going to be 1 yellow. Took it out of the rusher's hands. Did it on her own. Killed one of her own. And now it's a 2-point game, and Alberta has the all-important last rock coming home.
The 2012 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by Scotties, proud supporter of women's curling for over 30 years. The 2012 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. By M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. And by Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's.
Well, it's time now for the M&M Meat Shops Final End Challenge, and the secret word is open. So right after the game, go to finalend.ca and enter that secret word, open, for a chance to win a trip for 2 to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championships in Sochi, Russia. Pick up what's happening on Sheet C. New Brunswick at 3-3 coming in, with Rebecca Atkinson skipping, but Andrea Kelly throwing the 4th stone. Now this team, the thought was you take the pressure of the skipping off Kelly, you make her a better thrower, she doesn't have to think as much, and Rebecca Atkinson has been a skip before, and it seems to be paying off right here It is Kelly with a draw for 3, and that will be it as New Brunswick wins it, make the final 8-4. New Brunswick goes on. Now they're up. Their record is 4-3. Nova Scotia falls to 2-5, and problems continue for Heather Smith-Dacey out of CFB Halifax. Manitoba with their single in 9 leads 7-5 over Saskatchewan, and it is Michelle Englot from the Tartan Curling Club in Regina that does have the last rock coming home. Here coming home, it is Alberta leading by 2. And it is Heather Nedohin playing the Redstones that has the hammer.
Sorry.
Okay. We'll pretend you didn't.
Thank you. Peel.
Well, you know BC has to keep as many rocks in play as possible. They need some center guards, so they put the 2 center guards out. Heather Nedohin's team drew around the first one. Too deep, though. Don't forget that one at the back of the 4-foot's usable for BC. And their second come around is top 12. But now, definitely Alberta wants to get rid of the center rocks.
Get everything that moves.
Watch that one. Oh, I can't see that.
Nicely done. Move the rocks off the middle.
Nice shot.
Said to you earlier, really impressed with the Alberta front end of lead Lainey Peters and Jessica Mayer, particularly their brushing.
It has been impressive all around with this Alberta team today. Every aspect of the game, really. Lainey fell once. I think that's about the only thing we could say against her.
The BC second, Daleen Sievertson.
Not quite that deep. It's fine. Very nice.
Lainey 90% at lead for the week. You end up being tossed down a few rocks that are mismatched in a lot of cases, and you have to deal with those also, and those are big numbers. But it's the judgment of brushing that's quite impressive. And she'll leave it right there. Centerline guard. At the moment, the shot stone is BC back 4. Needing 2 to force an extra.
We probably would normally go there.
Great chance here. There's not a big opening on the intern side, the right-hand side of the sheet by those 2 yellow or red rocks, sorry. Already shot rock here, sink a second one.
We'll see if they can find a spot for this broom, because it's been over curls every time, it seemed, by Sasha.
Got room. Got room. Wait only. You can wait on it, guys. Not breaking
I'll go back
yet.
to 8. And when Alberta got their deuce, it was
Let it hook.
missed come-arounds.
Okay.
Tuck it now. Tuck it now. Little tuck.
Good shot, Sash.
Well, let's take a look at the game story so far, with Alberta leading by 2.
And 2 begins to stand out. The second, where BC went for a double, gave up the steal, and then the beautiful tap by Heather Nedohin in 8 for the deuce, the only deuce. And big numbers for Heather. So impressive for Heather Nedohin today.
The game story is brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas. One aisle.
I don't know. Like, we can come, like, you cleared it by tons. You can come to it and tap this back and be on top. Kind of like that.
I think we should do that.
Yeah.
Or rip the guard.
I like that instead. Play like hack. Hack. Let's get to the nose and tap this back and be on top. Okay? Back line to hack.
Okay, 1 second. I think we need a timeout.
No, I'm okay with this. I like this.
No, this is okay, Beth.
We're not.
You like?
I like this.
Yeah, I like it too.
Unless
They
you
just
want
feel
it.
two here. Okay. We get rid of one and sit there. It's tough for them. Okay.
The other option I was wondering about is a peel.
No, I like this. Back line to hack.
Okay.
We got to get this moving, and we got an option. This is so long. Pretend it's not there. Nail it.
Back line to hack, like 13.
Okay, so she's definite about her plan here. You like it?
Yeah, well, the call's good if you make it again, and to say pretend it's not there, that's a little difficult for the Beth in the hack, where all you can see is the red guard and not the object rock. But as long as you don't overthrow this wide, you can't miss this wide, Vic. If you wreck in the guard, you accomplish what Beth wanted. But if you ever miss wide, you could lose the game here.
So trying to get things moving in the 4-foot. And she does. Pushes one to the back 12. Shot stone still is the yellow. Back 4.
Yeah, as Russ said, this is a nervous wait to call because it does take a long time to come over, and to sit in front of that I think was virtually impossible with that weight. So that was a little optimistic for Heather to think that would happen. She does get the one to go back.
She makes a great shot still to lead British Columbia shot rock, and it is buried now. It's very difficult to get at that yellow one. So a little flip on top or freeze here, and it's still trouble, and it's all about that center guard that's causing the problem.
That one is over that one. This one is shot right now. So you can draw.
Canadian and world champion.
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of weight do you think?
Well, we know the line for, I'd say.
Like 11, like.
Yeah.
I think an 11's easier than a hack.
I do too.
And,
a bumper,
and normally I'd say go there, so I'm gonna widen you up a
I
bit.
think so, yeah. Bring the sneakers into play, 11. Let's go, Sash.
Normally when you're playing a steal situation, especially a steal of 2, you kind of throw the takeout shot out the window. You normally just want to throw guards and draws. Jerry's point is that if you do draw in, there's an in-off for them that he doesn't want left.
11.
I guess maybe the timing of when you do this is the only question.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to do it right yet, do you? You could sink another one, and they'll peel, I'm sure. I don't think they'll play the in-off. That's the trick, is what is the other skip going to do? That's half the battle with the strategy.
Just 11.
Sasha Carter.
Off. Clean. Close. Yeah. 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 Hard. Whoa. I got it.
Hard.
Great shot.
Sash.
Another half an inch.
BC is sitting 2. They need to steal the 2.
Send it back. You get this or that, that's fine. Oh, I don't know.
Beth is very unhappy with all these calls, and I don't blame her for worrying about this run back too.
Run it straight back.
And then we leave another ground there.
Okay, then let's send that into there and it'll go through.
That's good.
Okay, let me I just need a minute.
Yeah, Mike, clear the one.
Peel this into here to send that into there. Okay? Send this into here. Open it up.
I like that better.
Okay.
I don't like the straight run back.
Okay, send it in across.
Doesn't like it for what reason, Russ?
Yeah.
Well, I think if you miss it by a shade, you could leave the guard there. Let's say even if you take the back yellow out and leave your rock just off center line, they sink a second one. That's the problem. I think the object here is get rid of this guard, and hitting it dead on leaves something. It'd be great if you make it, but I'm a little concerned with the peel this way too. I think Heather's hoping that if you peel the red onto the red that's just on the biting the rings, that it might come back in the rings. The danger is if the red sticks on that red and rolls back for a center guard, you haven't accomplished a darn thing.
Chapter 4, am I trying to do double duty?
Yeah, again, if you're going to peel this, peel it in the other direction.
Whoa!
Beth Iskew trying to run the center back. Get the stone off the top of the 12. Maybe run it back into the pile. Oh, got nothing. Oh, she's going to get a break. She left the center line guard there, then jams it. Still is BC sitting 2, looking to steal them both.
Oh, don't go away, folks. Center guard and BC sitting 3 in the house, actually, if you look at the back one.
And the only access is through that small hole. It would have to be an intern. There is an intern double now, but that's not a big opening to get through there.
How many times have you both said that not comfortable with the call?
Yep.
As you say, Linda, 2 shots in your mind, nothing definite.
You can take more.
Look what happened.
You can take more. There's no.
I think you had to peel the other way, as Russ said.
Yes.
Lino, give it to them to brush it in.
More?
More ice, yeah. Yeah, because I kind of don't want to overcurl.
Yeah.
If I show her a quarter or half, that's okay.
All right, Cal. Here you go.
15, eh?
Yeah.
Hog to hog. That's a pretty quick speed. Beautiful surface.
Real nice. Get in. Got room. Yeah. You got room.
It's just a 3.
Stay hard then. Bring it in. As far as you can.
Do you want to? You're just
Severson
just a 3.
thinking about jumping out.
No,
Moves back now.
Yeah, she should stay back. If it's not going to be in, you don't want it to overcurl.
Nice
And
line,
it
Cal.
will get to the top edge of the 12. And now they're sitting 4, needing a steal of 2 to tie. Alberta, though, does have the last rock.
I think we should be
They
playing
could have
different
kept
ways.
sweeping it, you know, just for that silly little inch. If you get it to there, it makes this shot here that much smaller. That's a small opening there. If they brought that a hair farther, there's an awfully simple double if they can negotiate those 2 reds.
I like this, Beth. Do you like playing softer weight?
No. Feels good, right?
Right there. Okay. Hair more. Hair more.
Turn it in. Okay, let's go. Right up the stick.
Could throw a little less weight here. It makes that hole bigger. Going past the center guard, you'd have some curl to get by the red that's just nibbling the edge of the 12-foot. Heather's going to throw this pretty hard.
One of the things, if Kelly's Rock had stopped a little sooner, it might have been accessible for a run back if this was made.
Her first, she got it maybe popped out a little bit. They're waiting for it now. Got to come through the hole. Got to get by 4 stones. They're waiting for it. Waiting for it by 1, by 2, by... No! Didn't make it by 3 and 4.
Sorry, I just said it with my fingers. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
I still have both ways. Just trust me, okay?
Yep.
Trust me.
Yep.
Heather Nedohin, you know, there's a little bit the pressure here as BC has called timeout. You know, you go back to those 2 shots that Iskew did not really want to play. And that's, I think, what Heather Nedohin is referring to. Trust me at this situation. I realize it's important, but trust me.
Well, the hard part is I think Heather was wrong on some. And so you get to the one where she may be right and you're still sounding like you're doubting.
Heather sold it so hard for Beth, too. I think it threw Beth off a little bit, to be perfectly frank.
You think so? That outturn's just so juicy. But you have to make it. There's a lot of curl.
I think this double is easier.
It's quite a big hole. It's a big hole. Okay.
Can we get button here? And then if she plays
I
anything
know,
on
like
this.
it's
But
pretty
a nose,
open.
and then she...
Yeah. I like the hole, Cal.
Yeah, I think it's just too easy.
We're outvoted.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Like, I don't mind.
I'd
this
love
either.
to
I see
draw
what
one
you
in,
mean.
but
Yeah.
we're going to overcurl the pocket.
That's fine.
What way, Daleen? I almost think we don't do anything with center line. I don't know. We can
This
come
looks
either
easier
way.
to get to that hole because where that other guard is, but
I like this call, Tess.
Okay. That should cross center for us.
Yep. Just 2?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Saskatchewan and Michelle Englot from the Tartan Curling Club in Regina have a chance to force it to an extra. A hit and stick here to pick up 2 to tie Manitoba. Final rock on its way.
Yeah! Hard!
Boy, Materi and Sloka with Vey calling line right to it for the deuce. They're going to go one more. And with the noise, Kelly Scott backs out as she gets ready for her final stone. In control of an end right now where she needs to steal 2 to force possibly 3. She's laying for the win. Alberta, though, does have the last rock.
She actually has 4 in there, Vic, and the decision was whether to bring another one into the button area with the out-turn draw wide around everything or block the hole to prevent the double that Heather Nedohin just tried. The guard is the call that the coach wanted. And I think it was 2 versus 2 as far as the team's decision went.
He could have tapped the rock that was previously thrown and guarded everything.
And that little bit of a rub and roll maybe fills that hole. Well, here you go.
Okay.
You can give up 1.
First one was right in top 4. Yeah.
You can't give up 2. And she said before Kelly Scott threw, I will have the draw. And that's what she's got.
Not a big break at the end.
The hard part here is you have to get by that top one. You don't get by the top and you lose the game. And you need to get by pretty tight to actually cut it down to a single.
With husband David Nedohin watching. Right now it is a stolen win for BC. They are sitting 4. She needs full blue. She needs full 4 to cut them down. Jessica Mayer, Lainey Peters have been brilliant so far today. Beth Hiskew calling line. It's diving at that stone top rope. Diving at it by taking it for the win.
What a great shot.
One more for Alberta in the 10th. A brilliant draw.
That was a beauty. I was just thinking, cut him down to 1. Then I'm like,
David watching. Heather throwing. To the lid. Make the final. Alberta 7, BC 4. Well, everybody's still buzzing about that final draw for Alberta and Heather Nedohin to, against 4, not only to cut it down, but to hit enough of the 4-foot-4, a 7-4 win. Big win for Alberta as they go to 500. So Team Canada, we already saw the defending champions, Amber Holland, win over Ontario. BC falls to 4-2 right now in a tie with Manitoba and Saskatchewan. New Brunswick on the plus side of things at 4-3. So one game remains on the ice, and it's Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and the winner of this one will in fact move into second place alone behind the defending champions. As we welcome you back, going to an extra.
Double kill would be great. You like it?
Saskatchewan, Manitoba in a 7-7 tie. And it is Manitoba and the 4-time champions
Kind of hung out there for a while.
from the St. Vital Curling Club in Winnipeg, skipped by Jennifer Jones, that does have the last rock playing the Yellow Stones. And this is their
No.
hall of, or I'm sure she's going to be a Hall of Famer at one time, but All-Star, All-Star second, Jill Officer.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we need to go.
You know that Saskatchewan wants front rocks. That's why the red ones were out front. Jennifer Jones doesn't try to move them by ticking them with Dawn Askin. Dawn Askin is so good at the come-arounds. She asked for those 2 yellows to be in that sort of position. And that's something Saskatchewan eventually has to figure out how to deal with. Nice numbers for all players on this particular sheet.
Line's good. Yep.
Roberta Materi throwing the second stones for the Saskatchewan champions from the Tartan Curling Club in Regina.
Hard. Hard.
Like to bump that top one a hair.
That's all right. Okay.
Four times, Jill Officer has been voted a first-team All-Star at the Scotties.
I know. You're looking out on that. Nice, Jilly. Good.
So you have your specialist in Dawn Askin and drawing around guards, staying in front of the tee line. Beautifully done. And your specialist in Jill Officer and peeling off those guards. Very nicely done.
Hey.
Nice little pocket there for Saskatchewan. I think they're going to prolong that move, because the sooner they do that, the faster that the Team Manitoba can start peeling him out of there. So they might just throw the center guard here.
With their third, Lana Vey.
Can't wait too much longer, though. Only 3 rocks left. As you freeze, you're not going to be shot rock.
Gotta go for line. Line's good. Line's good. Just to center. Right to center. Yep.
So you're saying right into the middle of those 2 yellows?
I think that's what they will probably do this shot. The only other option is to play the yellow double, but if this guard's removed, then it's a wide open hit for Jennifer eventually. So I think you'll see a play on that, Linda, don't you think? A little freeze?
I think so. The red one on the edge of the 12-foot sort of blocks a possible come-around around everything to see if you can get a mistake from your opposition.
Nice throw, Caitlin.
I think you have to deal with the front of those yellows.
I think we have to sit on that, Lana. Yeah. Okay. 85? Yeah. You know what?
Big numbers for both teams in this game again, and it's just another testament of how they finally figured the ice out, and these players are playing the way they should play, and then a lot of great numbers.
To it. Yeah, little for line. Hard line.
I actually had to let that curl more. I think the double's on there, Linda.
They were looking at always freezing to the 1 rather than the pocket, Russ, and I think that's a little mistake.
Oh, was it ever?
Slippery.
If they wanted that rock in here, into this position there, and it could not be removed because there's a bit of separation, because they bounced that a little bit. Now they've got some space. So all you have to do now is come down here, hit this one first, and they're long gone.
Caitlin Law's beautiful numbers, including 90% on her hits. So it's unlikely she's going to do much wrong on this.
This probably wins you the game. If you make this, you're out in front, and it takes 2 tries to even become shot rock. Just had to get that to the inside a little more.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
She got the right one first?
Beauty.
Yeah, she did right in the pocket.
So slippery, I have no balance. Hi, girl.
So important to understand the angles exactly and where the perfect spots are. And I think Saskatchewan would love to have that last one back. It was almost perfect.
Good,
A little
nice
bit of an
throw.
out for Manitoba, and a nice throw.
Tried to throw him close to the same. 95.
Where is she going?
Just a straight freeze, Vic.
The one at the back?
No, the shot rock.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Just a straight freeze, and hoping Jennifer jams it and you have a rock to guard. But when there's no pocket, it becomes very easy to remove.
Line's okay. 6. Line's good. Line's nice. 6. Just for weight.
Line only.
Line's really good.
Just for weight.
6.
To it, bumping a little bit.
Hold on. There it goes. Yep.
Line only.
Whoa.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay.
Probably trying this picketing.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Thanks.
Yep.
You see how important Caitlin's shot was, because
Probably hit that 3.
assuming this one's made, what do you do?
Just trying to straight pick it.
There'll be a way to get shot rock, but there won't be a way to have it hidden behind much. If it's hidden, it'll be behind an opposition rock.
Oh, I need your broom.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Sorry.
What else do we do?
Can you either do slash that?
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking if there's anything else. No.
I like straight picking it.
Okay.
If you kill this, that's fine too.
Yeah. Like this or like anything else? Just picking.
Yeah, I like it. Let's go, Jen.
Firm.
Yeah. Make it.
Nice spot to be throwing a rock. You know it's going to run pretty true. Jennifer plays it a little tight with his turn. She throws it back just a hair.
In a 7-7 tie, playing this extra, Jennifer Jones in her first.
Clean. Yep. Whoa. Nice.
And she'll pick it through the hole.
There you go, Jen. Nice throw. There you go. Here, but.
I said they didn't mind if they caught a little corner of their own, but it's a straight pick.
Just gotta tap it a good ways, eh?
Yeah. Just gotta get it out of the fourth foot.
So now you have to decide if you want to remove that
Time.
and try and roll over partly behind the other yellow, or if you want to just tap it back.
For that, right?
Making it harder that. Is there any way that we could do this? Can't get to the inside enough. Just to make her throw something different.
Yeah, instead of the same shot again.
Yeah. What's on? This?
Dwayne Mahalitz.
Like you're talking, just tap it to here, right?
So we're just if we get the inside roll, that's good too. If the stick just straight on.
Just tuck it. She's got to think. Yeah.
She can have something short in no matter what.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
play that back 8 weight. Just trying to get short up.
All right. Okay, let's do it. Okay. We had there. Yeah. Just bigger for marking.
New Brunswick coming off their big win over Nova Scotia. Andrea Kelly and Rebecca Atkinson watching. Not many have left. Both these teams 4-2 coming in The winner moves into second place.
What'd you have on that one? Yeah. Just a little bit less, Lana.
You have to tap back shot rock. The only question in the discussion was tap it straight or try and get a tiny little roll and be a corner behind the other yellow. I think the decision was straight.
It's okay. 10. 9. No.
Needs to be shot stone.
Here comes.
Needs to be shot stone to make Manitoba throw their last.
Go.
Hard.
And will not.
Thanks for the game, you guys. Have a great week. Thanks for the game.
Jennifer Jones, Manitoba will pick up the single in the extra.
Thanks for the game, Michelle. Have a great week.
Make the final 8-7. Manitoba now goes to 5-2. Saskatchewan goes to 4-3.
Way to go, you guys. Hi, everyone at home. Hi, Kendall.
So the two teams that met in last year's final in Charlottetown topped the table. Team Canada, the defending champions, Amber Holland, followed by Manitoba at 5-2 and BC 4-2. Saskatchewan drops to 3 losses with New Brunswick, Quebec, and Alberta. There you see the teams on the downside under 500. Back with you at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll watch Team Canada and Amber Holland against Marie-France LaRouche at 3-3. Marie-France with an entirely new team and an important game for her, trying to keep herself alive here on Moving Day on Tuesday at the Scotties. So till we talk with you again at 9:30 Eastern Time from here in Red Deer in the 2012 Scotties Tournament of Hearts. And it's all on Canada's sports leader. TSN SportsCenter is next.